the future. Designed to do what no vehicle has ever done before. XV Racer. It can do side wheelies. It's quick as a flash. Front and back spins. The XV Challenger set comes with 2 cars and 1 ramp. XV Racers also sold separately. Some cars not reused with some sets. XV Racer. Everything about it is amazing.
Wow!
Except who made it.
Spotted Savage's hidden fortress.
It's Rambo in his Skyfire assault helicopter. Open fire!
Missiles away.
Rambo, the force of freedom.
This missile's for you, Warhawk. Wow! Rambo's a one-man army. Here, help. I'll get you. You're hooked, Havoc. Here's your friend, Warhawk.
Rambo's Skyfire helicopter with spotlight and winch. Figures and helicopters sold separately.
Here come the wedding bears, loving as can be. After you marry them, they raise a family.
Do you promise to love one another and take care of all baby bears? We do. I now pronounce you the wedding bears. Now we send them a marriage license and we get a baby wedding bear free. The baby's here! I love her. Wedding bears come with everything you see here. Baby boy or girl wedding bear arrives 6 weeks later from Commonwealth.
How long will the flavor of carefree sugarless bubble gum last?
You getting those 3 blips on your screen?
Till pigs fly. Cavity-fighting carefree bubble gum. The flavor lasts.
If you want to tell people about Mini Chips Ahoy cookies, you come to me, Spud Webb, the mini man in big-time basketball. These Mini Chips Ahoy are mini, like me. Mini Chips Ahoy. Personally, I like to dunk them.
Xena, Warrior Princess, will continue after these messages.
A dilemma. As an adult, I insist on a cereal that offers nutrition. Yet I can't deny that part of me desires frosting! I want frosting! The proper cereal is low in fat, salt, and taste. What about taste?
Relax. With Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats, you can have it both ways. For the adult in you, whole grain wheat, 98% fat-free, no salt added. For the kid in you, lightly frosted, great taste.
I know it goes on my tray. The sweet stuff.
Alien Nation is brought to you by Neosporin First Aid Ointment. For faster healing, it's the one. And by Diet Coke. You'll drink it just for the 1-calorie real cola taste of it.
We told you the rules.
Remember the first one? You can't get them wet.
Don't let them eat after midnight.
What if they're eating in an airplane and they cross the time zone? I mean, it's always midnight somewhere.
You didn't listen.
Now, was that civilized? No, clearly not.
Gremlins 2, the new batch. Rockin' your way this summer. Rated PG-13. Coming soon. Check newspapers for theaters. From Stephen King, originator of Pet Sematary. Michael McDowell, creator of Beetlejuice. And George Romero, director of Night of the Living Dead. Comes 4 tales of horror.
Don't make light of it.
Tales from the dark side. The movie, rated R. Starts Friday, May 4th at theaters everywhere.
Watch out! I'm Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs! Take cover!
When it comes to the chocolatey taste of Cocoa Puffs, watch out!
It's chocolatey! Thanks, Sonny!
Uh-oh! It's a chocolatey part of a good breakfast because it's surging with real Hershey's cocoa. We're gonna go cuckoo!
We're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs! It's chocolatey!
They're here! Special Flying Saucer Puffs, a chocolatey invasion for a limited time in Cocoa Puffs.
Gentlemen, we're history.
The 20th century's unlikeliest pair of time travelers are having the time of their lives again. Excellent. Turning back the clock, turning up the volume, and turning history inside out. If they can survive the past, they just might have a future.
How's it going, Royal Ugly Dude?
Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, and George Carlin.
Execute the bogus.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Tomorrow at 3 on the WB 11.
Yo, check, sound check crew. Let me know. Does this sound okay? Everything sounding okay? Early arrivals, what's happening? Big up Jason Ringo, Positivity. What's up, Catch? Sounds good. Perfect. Hey, Catch, you want to jump in the Zoom? Did you figure out your NDI issues? How's things going over there? Everything going okay? It looks like it was south of you. It's the Mac. Oh, I have less experience with NDI on a Mac. What's keeping you from just wiring it? Big up Gaddafi, Jason Ringo. Who was first? I'm scrolling up. I'm pretty sure it was Froggy. Yeah, Froggy. What up, Froggy? How you doing, homie? It was south? Okay. And you're in Jacksonville? Perfect. Shouts out to DZ Smoking That Thing, who lives in the Tampa area. And DJ Chris Craze, also in the Tampa area. Chris Craze currently without power. I don't know how DZ's doing. I talked to him. He said that elevation was his friend. He's a little bit up the hill, but they're both right there in Tampa, Chris Craze and DZ. He has an iRig audio interface, and I didn't bring my Mackie. Wanted to stream from both his Mac and my PC at the same time. Ah, gotcha. So he's using the iRig. How's it connecting to his Mac? Is it is it going over USB, or is he plugging it into like an iOS device? I'm a little confused. So the iRig was being used as the audio interface to send your audio to Twitch. Okay. Just use your phone, dude. It's always easier. There you go. We're up to all the early arrivals. We're going to let some folks show up before we get officially started. I had a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, and then AlphaTheta just blindsided us with a badass new release. There we go. We got a call coming in. We'll let Ketch get his audio set up.
What up? What up?
Hello.
Why, hello.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So let's get down to the brass tacks. You've got cross-platform situations going on in an iRig. Tell me what your big
So basically, real quick, I was always wanting to see if I could stream from my PC, which it would have been fine if I would have brought an audio interface from my PC, and then like he has Macs, like a Mac M2 Mini, something.
Mac Mini
with the M2 chip. So
Okay.
he's using a SRT Pioneer DJ something DDJ-1000, probably something like that. And so because we're streaming off of his Serato on his Mac, I said, well, just switch to virtual cable or whatever it's called, Serato virtual cable. So he did that, worked fine on his device. then we were going. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Correct. And he was originally using his iRig to use to stream out as
Okay, we should be good.
check.
We should be better.
Okay.
Sound check, good. Okay, awesome. All right. So, hold on. Let me be my technician here. Okay, let me put my technician's hat on because I need to get a clear understanding of everything. And so it's going to feel like you're repeating yourself, but it's just me making sure that I understand.
Mansplain away, baby.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay, so you you have two different setups, and your goal was to like be both live simultaneously. You on your channel and him on his channel. And
yes, because what I wanted to do was like basically if my channel got more people, then raid into his channel.
Sick.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Kind of bring them over.
Tight.
Inside the ride it a little bit.
Were you trying to broadcast the same thing, or were you trying to broadcast you guys DJing separately?
Same thing. So we're DJing from his DDJ-1000 SRT, and we were doing two kind of line outs. One was going into his Mac Mini. He was originally using the iRig on it, but we took that off, put it on
There's
my
a lot
machine.
simpler solution to this.
Okay.
You can multi-stream out of OBS. Is he using OBS as his stream software?
He is on a Mac. Yep.
On a Mac. Let me see if you can do it on a Mac. That's a good question. Let's see.
So we got it to work, just to let you know while you're doing that, if I can talk as well.
Yeah.
But for some reason, and Gudo said, hey, this is exactly what happened when like Mr. Fatboy was streaming. He said it sounded like a, what's it called? 44 1 hertz versus 4800. It kind of was doing this warble in the sound. So that was through the iRig on mine. It sounded perfect through him using Serato virtual cable on his from the DDJ to his M2 Mini.
Got it.
So, but when I went out of the 1/4 inch to RCA, non-powered, so it was powered off a USB-C into the whatever I have, HP Omen, whatever it's called, into OBS, it showed sound perfectly. When you pulled up the sound and listened to it, it was all scuffed.
You guys were going B2B. I'm back. I know I'm going backwards in your mind, but you hear what I'm doing. So you guys were going B2B, and you wanted to be able to stream the same thing on both channels.
Yes, sir.
Check this out. Okay, let me just show you something real quick here.
And let me pull you up on this.
I'm gonna share screen.
Will that show it up on?
It should show on your Zoom right now.
Yep.
Okay. Instead of doing all of that, you can install a browser dock into OBS and put your stream key into OBS so that it streams to both his key and your key at the same time.
Okay.
And that way you don't have to route the audio two different ways. You just use the same routed audio that's working, and you stream it simultaneously to two keys.
I have to get this phone call. It's a renter that hasn't called me in a month.
I'll talk to you in a bit.
I'm sorry. I got to take this. I'll be back in. All right.
Yep.
What timing?
How you doing, bro?
Chilling.
Yeah.
Tired. Yeah.
How
you doing?
I'm doing good. It looks like was a hype train close. Was Dig'em Smack throwing the biddies everywhere at the hundo or the 20 bits? Thank you. Fair, is that what? Is it really our 4 year? No, sorry, I'm reading it wrong. 50 months.
50 months, more than that.
50 more than that. 50 months, dude. Love you.
Love you too.
Bev G throwing it down. There goes the train. Thanks, y'all. We hyping it.
Bev G, Jason Ringo with a
916.
Hell
Thank you, bro. Big love, y'all. Are we? Wait, there's flames going off and shit. Uh-oh, it's serious now. I got to put it behind the nesting layer. There we go.
You're doing great.
Speaking of doing great, did you see Mama Ross rolling lumpia on stream?
Oh yeah, I was hanging out in there on my way home from my gig.
Is she done?
No, she's almost done. She's got like, I don't know, probably like 80 out of 100, maybe.
Hold on, let's drop in on her for a second.
Yeah, she's rolling some Filipino burritos, as Paul Nice called it.
Let's see here.
Take a smack of the resub for 24 months. Thank you so much.
Let's keep that tab open because I think
Chuck the Bounty Hunter with a 420. You know, all the things are firing right now on the stream.
We're going full send.
Yeah, let's do it.
Chuck the Bounty Hunter. Chuck the Bounty Hunter. Corinne, where you at? Get in here. This is Mama Ross. Make sure you're following Mama Ross at Mama Ross X. I don't know if Fader's quick on the draw with the shout outs that nobody uses.
I'm working on it. That nobody uses. Yeah.
Nobody uses them, so it doesn't matter. But I highly encourage you to use it. And it looks like she's at 9 of 20 on her gifted sub goal. Let's throw some cash on it. Yeah, let's do this.
Are we gonna raid him?
She's talking about raiding you.
Not yet.
I'm trying to open a tab on your screen sharing on our Zoom. I'm sitting here clicking the fucking plus button, trying to open a tab. And it's not fucking working. I'm like, motherfucker, why is it working?
A 5 bomb, sir. How dare? You're amazing.
How dare.
I was about to raid.
Yeah, I could do that.
916 Jung list.
Jung.
You're lurking?
Look, she's checking to see that we're she's looking.
Right. Yeah, she see we're racing.
Stop!
Stop supporting me.
Thank you.
She's one sub away from her goal. Who wants to throw one at her? She's one sub away.
Oh my gosh! Stop supporting me. You don't know what I sound like.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for the follow.
Oh yeah, big up Mama Ross.
Level 3.
Yes.
Bro, I just rolled.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that lumpia. Oh
Yeah.
yes, yes. Who loves lumpia? One's in the chat if you love some lumpia.
Yes.
That's so good. Oh, sorry, Fader. I had y'all chatted up.
This one would be for you, Billy, but you're too far away.
What? She sent me? Did you say she sent me some?
She said it would be for you, but you're too far away.
Boo.
Jeez. Oh, you gave Z a sub, Eric McAfee. What is
Hey,
happening?
Biggie dropping a 5-piece.
There we go. We hit the goal.
Paul dropped a sub. Big up, Paul. Big up,
Level
Biggie.
4. Thank you for
Love those guys.
the love, guys. I really,
Hell yeah. Sub goal achieved.
I don't know. Sub goal is achieved. Wow. Wow, guys. Wow.
Good job. Love you guys.
And dusted. We
best
did it.
best Twitch fam.
Best
though.
community on
all
Twitch.
of Twitch. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Straight the fuck up. All right, let's get back to it.
So then I was gonna raid because I'm all done.
It's all good. You know how to raid.
And you didn't answer me if you were gonna race or not.
No, we're not racing. No racing.
Cornered out.
Too much to talk
Bev
about.
G with the 200 bits. Thank you so much. We had a lot to discuss.
Oh, we're inceptioning. Let me get out of there.
Lot to discuss.
Oh, we're inceptioning. Let me get out of there.
Lot to,
Give me a second.
discuss.
Give me a second. We're inceptioning. All right.
Mama Ross coming through with the raid. Thank you so much.
Mama Ross with the raid. She caught us lurking. Threw us into the Twitch inception.
You watching me? I raid you.
Right? That's a good troll, actually. Big up to all the raiders. Appreciate you. I am Monet. Thank you so much for being here. This show is called DJs Not DJing. It's exactly what it sounds like. And you don't got to be a DJ to watch it because we look at all kinds of funny stuff, but it does get pretty nerdy sometimes. Tonight might be one of the nerdier ones. Hype Train Level 2. Uh-oh. Mama Ross throwing one out to Bromance Gaming _TV.
Wow.
Love it. Love it.
Archon 916 throwing out. Thank you so much.
Easy, Kev. Appreciate you, bro.
Biggie says it's his 54-month subiversary.
Is it really?
Wow.
Oh my god,
that's what he
dude.
said.
54 months? That's unreal. Biggie's Money Tree doing good. Mr. Bagel Fart, appreciate you being here. Great name. Is it Xavier XO? Thank you so much for coming in with Mama's Raid.
Yeah.
We gotta talk some shop, talk a little shit, have a good time.
Sure.
Paul Nice, what up? Thank you so much, man. You guys are crushing this hype train. 59%, 4 minutes left, level 3. Love you guys. Bruh, I had a whole list of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And then this fucking new controller just comes out of nowhere.
For sure.
Like literally, our man Mojax posted it like an hour ago.
Is that before like the embargoes? Like usually it comes out like later.
Midnight.
Like that's
right?
Yeah. For you guys, right?
I wonder if he got permission to like I don't know, but Digital
Yeah.
DJ Tips did too. So that maybe there was a, you know what I mean? They pulled it early.
Yeah, but I'm sure that like they're not gonna fucking.
They did it. They did it for this show because they wanted to make sure that the coverage would happen now.
Yeah. Thanks, Mojax. He knows.
That's exactly what it was.
Friend
right?
of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I talk about before we get like super nerdy? Can I talk about like where I just came from?
Yes,
and
please.
like just like a fun serious thing, fun little anecdotal joke. I think the DJs or the drum and bass people would also appreciate in this that I did.
Real quick though, for production's sake, can I ask you to pan your camera to your right slightly because the chat is going into your head. Perfect. Yeah.
How about that? How about I just move my chair?
That works.
Does that work too? How's that? That better now? Better one or better two?
Better two.
Better
somewhere
one
over there.
Better two.
Love you. Go ahead.
All right. So I just got back from the barbecue spot gig that you did with me when you came out here.
Oh, that place is cool. Yep.
Yeah, down in New Haven. Really good barbecue spot. The guy is. They have a location down in North Carolina with the last like hurricane, like North Carolina got fucked up. Like
right.
Like a lot of places did. Like I know Catch was having some trouble. A lot of our Florida peeps.
It looks apocalyptic in like was it Western North Carolina?
Yeah, so Asheville is like one of the places that got really fucking decimated.
Right.
And this restaurant group has a restaurant in Asheville. And
Love you, Triple.
The owner of that restaurant group has a really good relationship with the World Central Kitchen, and they do a lot of charitable things about delivering food to places in need. They went to like the Ukraine and dropped a bunch of shit. They do stuff, when FEMA needs help and like that kind of stuff. Like they're very, they're good people. And this guy Jamie is a really good dude, and like they were like literally helicoptering in food to like distribute to like
That's
people
awesome.
in need and like that kind of stuff. So tonight they did a fundraiser for that fund for those people to help with the relief efforts and stuff down there. I donated my time and my equipment and stuff to like to go down there and be a part of it.
Dude, good for you, man. That's dope. Seriously.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
A good friend of mine who's been on radio forever, TV. She's a great like MC. She hosted the event with me. Like it was all the usual stuff that you would expect like a fundraiser to have, like silent auction stuff and like 50-50 raffle and like a bunch of just cool stuff. And like people were just randomly throwing money at stuff or whatever. And the owner wasn't there because they're literally on the front lines. They're down in North Carolina trying to help out as much as they can. So we were able to. There's a couple stories. I just provided the like sound, my sound, speaker, microphone, whatever. There's another company that's in Connecticut that donated, or that was also donated like an experience. They're like, here's a 3-hour photo booth or DJ, blah blah blah. These guys are kind of I would say they're rivals of mine. They're like a very big, like if I'm an independent contractor, a small business or whatever, they're like Home Depot, so like they're very big box, but quality of the product that they put out is not always the greatest in those kind of situations.
That's what happens when you scale. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So like they donated like a TV and like a laptop because the idea was that they were going to zoom in, the owners were going to zoom into the fundraiser and just be like, hey, thank you guys so much for being there, whatever, we can't be here because, we're fucking fighting the good fight, on the front lines or whatever. But like they didn't provide any kind of AV, like nothing to these restaurant people for that to happen. So I was like, I go to one of the managers, I'm like, hey, where, like, how are they gonna how's everybody, it's like 150 people there.
There was nobody representing them to help solve the AV situation.
Well, they didn't think that far ahead, like they didn't think it through all the way, I don't think, because this came very quickly.
Or were they just gonna FaceTime the fucking manager?
Well, they got a Zoom on a computer, but I'm like, how is everybody here in attendance gonna hear them talk? And they're like, oh, we just figured we would put the, TV, we just run it, the speakers on the TV. And I was like, have you ever listened to a TV outside?
Exactly.
And I was like, hang on. I was like, I think I got like, I went into like
3.5 millimeter to RCA aux into your shit.
I have an aux cord would have done it that way. I didn't have one in my bag or truck for some reason, but I did have a 3.5 to like a male XLR. So like I was able to hook it up through my speakers and like go from there, and it was cool. They just didn't have, and then like the computer they were using was super buggy and like it didn't work. So I ended up like FaceTiming the fucking owner with a Shure fucking microphone at the bottom of my phone so they could talk, because I'm like, this is dumb. Like this should not have gone down that way.
When you have to hold your mic to the phone, that's when know like nothing was thought out. Yeah,
it was like very spurred, last moment or whatever. But like I don't want to like knock that other company for that, but I'm just like because they're donating their stuff and like that's great and all that, but it's just like, where's the follow through?
And they're a production company, right?
Right, the full, like we're talking full production company, rigs, staging, like.
They could have sent somebody out with a PA and a Pelican box, and it would have been
3 extra cables, and it would have been. I was like, they had no idea to talk to the Zoom through the computer, and like it was just like a fucking nightmare. So like I did what I could to like salvage it with what I had. I was like, I pulled one of the managers aside. I said, listen, I was like, I don't want to like make you think that I'm trying to talk shit on this company. I'm not, because like they're donating their time. It's great, like I said. It's like, but I was like, if this should arise again, I was like, just let me know. I was like, I have all this stuff. I got a big screen TV. I have, all the cables and all the shit necessary. I was like, if this, comes about, or like you need this kind of shit, I was like, I got you. Like, no worries. So that flash forward to the, kind of towards the end of the night, we surprised them with the owners with the fact that we crossed a $20,000 goal. But they had a goal to reach 25,000 for that event, and they were close. By the end of the event, they were, get this, and this is something that for y'all drum and bass folks, listen up. They were $174 short of their goal. So what happened was
the 174 crew.
Right. So me and the host were like, we'll pay it. We'll donate it. And I said, well, I was like, the host was about to take it all. I was like, no. I was like, I'll split it with you.
That's dope.
And she's like, all right, cool. So we went up to the little register to like give them the money, and she's trying to do quick maths on what half of 174 is, and she's like, so it's 50 and then 30, and I was like, it's 87. Because we all know the drama of analyzing drum and bass in digital in the digital world. So I thought y'all would appreciate that
exactly
that quick math.
Amazing.
Was super quick math. It was fun. It was a good time.
So you're able to raise $25K for the
over
event?
25K. Yeah,
that's amazing, dude. Super dope.
It's awesome.
Check this out. This is pretty nerdy, and also it's like it's light enough to be able to like bring awareness to the stuff going on down there. but also I found it to be sort of in line with the show too. Check, this is pretty interesting stuff. Oops, I accidentally closed. Where's it at?
Did you broke it?
I broke it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Just to show like the severity of the flood waters happening down south right now. Yeah. I thought that this was pretty wild. This is they used Unreal Engine.
Whoa.
Yeah, to show the power of the hurricane and the storm surge. Okay. And it's both cool and a little bit comical. Let me put this. Let me get our
and probably fucking frightening too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So let me get to the link here. Check this out, y'all.
Let's talk more about that surge that Jim was mentioning, because the National Hurricane Center is warning that destructive storm surge will occur along parts of Florida's west coast tomorrow, and that's where we find our surge warnings. They stretch from the Everglades to Cedar Key, but also notice the potential for surge on the east coast of Florida, including Georgia and South Carolina too. You will see surge outside the cone, but the highest is expected in Tampa and Sarasota. But look at that, Naples, we could get 4 to 7 feet there. Let's focus in on the Tampa Bay area, where we could see a record-setting surge over 9 feet. And I can use this simulation to show you what it will actually look like in Tampa. At 3 feet above normally dry ground, water is already life-threatening. It's too late to evacuate. Water this high can knock you off your feet, make cars float, and driving impossible. The first floor of homes and businesses are flooded.
COD map simulation, right?
Is expected to rise even higher at 6 feet above the height of most people. Vehicles get carried away, structures start to fail. Just look at this. Anything could be in this water, sharp glass, debris, chemicals as well. The scary part is some areas could see surge values at 10 to 15
She's like Moses,
feet.
bro.
And this takes us up to 9. And look what it does. At this level, the first floors of structures are completely flooded, and there are few places that it is safe when the water rises this high. We want everyone to know their evacuation zone, listen to local officials, and evacuate when ordered to do so. And Jordan, you made a great point last time. This is not just a calm water. You're going to have waves, even whitecaps on the surface.
They just had a hurricane too, so there's mad debris in that water.
Trying to think that you could walk in it. Please do not think that, all right? This thing will carry you away, especially when we've got the forecast that could go up to 15 feet. That step.
How much does this DLC cost? That's just crazy, right?
Yo, I'm floored, man. I'm a very visual learner, and that's scary.
It's scary as fuck, bro. Yeah,
that's sad. It's sad,
and they're experiencing
this
that
is going to be
right now. This is happening right now because the landfall is the landfall, but it's raining for another 6-7 hours straight of hard rain and wind, and the Gulf is being blown inland too, right? Yeah,
this is forever life-changing shit.
Yeah.
Katrina level shit.
Right.
And Hurricane Andrew, maybe worse level shit. This is bad.
That's getting pretty crazy.
I love technology though. That's pretty dope.
It's pretty dope, right? Isn't the tech?
I didn't think it was funny. I just was I was enthralled. You know what I mean? I was just that's cool.
I want to show you one that I thought was funny. I want to, because this isn't the only one. Okay, this one was pretty good.
I'm surrounded by Mother Nature's beauty. This mountainside is a prime location that provides breathtaking views, but all these trees, all this dry vegetation, unfortunately increases the fire danger.
Some guy was like, I wanted to make the next GTA, but I got a job at Weather Channel.
I got turned down from Rockstar Games, so fuck it.
And as the climate warms, the danger is only getting worse. Now, wildfire season has become a year-long
threat, burning
twice the area now than in 1970.
What are we crafting out of that book?
That these fires, they can reinvigorate nature, but when they flare up in populated areas, they all too often lead to total destruction. Now, of course, weather plays a huge role on how explosive a wildfire can be. And over the past few decades, the climate over the western U.S. has become more conducive for wildfires, with over overall warmer, drier weather.
Yeah, Cali's going into fire season right now.
Today, the overgrown brush has dried out from the lack of rain, leaving plenty of available fuel to burn. The air is hot and extremely dry, with dew points in the teens, with winds getting stronger. Now, believe it or not, more than 80% of wildfires start because of human activity. Often it's a stray ember from an unattended campfire or a tossed cigarette that can ignite a firestorm.
Tight.
And it doesn't take much and can spread quickly.
The fuck out.
Now, climate trends warn that these fires will continue to be more intense and burn longer than just a few decades ago. Now, the smoke itself is hot and races
if the deer takes off, y'all should evacuate. That's on
go, bro.
So let's get above that smoke for a better view. Unfortunately, the strong winds are really giving these flames
That's
life.
terrible, Triple. I know you're going through it, brother.
This fire is spreading at ludicrous speeds and becoming an unstoppable firestorm. Fires like this one can consume up to a football field every second, just like the Thomas Fire did in December of 2017. And since heat rises, fires travel faster as they move uphill. Wind can also push embers downwind and start new fires. This is known as spotting, putting homes on the mountainside in great danger. Wildfires can turn forest floors and even neighborhoods into nearly unstoppable raging infernos, with temperatures reaching over 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds carry the thick smoke for miles.
It's like a Dwayne Johnson movie.
Turning day into night and making it difficult to breathe. If you live in a wildfire-prone area, be sure you and your family have a pool to breathe. If you live in a wildfire-prone area, be sure
they're trying to drop water.
That's not the kind of plane that drops water, but that's okay.
Yeah, no.
I like it.
Like, yo, the plane. Exactly. Yeah, we need some.
The plane.
We need some destruction and a plane. They're gonna show looting in a second.
Difficult to breathe. If you live in a wildfire-prone area, be sure you and your family have a plan of action. Residents could have a few hours to only a few minutes to escape to safety. Now, hopefully your neighborhood will never be in the path of a wildfire like this one, but the frequency and size of the extreme fire disasters has increased as the average temperature rises.
What's the NPC
like
mugger?
This, could become a frightening new reality.
Hey, baby, what you doing?
What you doing?
You know what I thought? I had
That's pretty
to hold
crazy,
it
though.
in. I had to hold it in because she said it's traveling at ludicrous speed.
Oh,
and
I thought
just wanted to be like,
Spaceballs.
"Ooh, bitch!" No,
I
I'm
got
ludicrous.
holes in
Yeah.
different area
Yeah.
codes.
I was like, "Move, bitch! Get out the way!" Like, yeah, it's spreading
Right.
at ludicrous speed.
I'm with it. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Fixing things.
Yeah,
Don't mind
everybody
me.
thought Spaceballs first, except for the Star Wars guy. Got it.
Got it. Yeah. Ludicrous speed. Go. Are we stopped now?
Oh yeah, that
We're
didn't
stopped.
occur to me either. Why? What's wrong with us? We just live and breathe Star Wars. So
Yeah,
we're, not-
so it didn't, you know.
we're like, yeah, that reference is already there. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late.
ship.
I was getting some cock for
Oh,
my
yeah?
bathroom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
how'd the
needed to
cocking
get some
go?
cock. Well,
Is it-
I really like
color
cock,
is it?
So. Oh. It's for the bathroom, so it's not a funny joke.
All right. Let's see. Let me get things going. Let me get ready here. Okay. Catch dipped, but I'm going to leave this up on my screen in case he wants to learn more about it. But yeah, multiple RTMP outputs would have been the way to go for that one. You could just do this. You could.
What is it? The OBS thing?
Yeah. So he
Like,
was.
send it in the chat or something or whatever. I'll fucking send it to him on Discord.
Yeah, I'll send it to him right now. Actually, you want this?
Yep. So you guys both can stream.
Yep.
On multiple channels from one OBS account, basically.
There you go.
Program, whatever.
And that's what I do to stream to the SAC Tech Exchange channel and the 916 channel at the same time if I'm doing live from the shop. And it works like a charm. I could also stream to like a YouTube channel and a Facebook channel and everything else.
You could be streaming a mic channel right now?
I could. RTMP.
Damn.
Yeah. That could happen. So you let me know. Let me know. I got the bandwidth here too. Shit. I got the super bandwidth at both places now. I'm
Are
down.
you fibered up at your house too?
It's not fiber, but it's like ridiculously fast cable internet. It's actually faster than my fiber connection.
Yeah, like somebody told me I could run a small business out of my house, and I was like, fair enough.
You're like, that'll work. Yep.
I'm like, I'm good. I'm glad we're paying for that.
Fader's Fiber Watch still not happened yet.
No.
Did Fiber Watch 24?
Yeah. Fucking internet, Billy.
But you saw.
I
them
need
putting
fiber.
it
Thank
in,
you,
so
Paul.
it's-
At my age, definitely always need some fiber.
Yeah, fiber's good for you. Yeah.
I need more fiber in my diet.
I mean, we need enough fiber to shit on this new thing we're gonna talk.
Wow, what an attempt at a segue, Corinne. Is fucking.
You like that? I thought that was
teeing it
really
up.
graceful.
Right.
I thought that was really graceful.
I can start talking some shit about some people.
Okay, so here's the thing. I went into this show thinking that we were going to be talking about the DDJ-GRV6 and, sharing our opinions on it and everything else.
As we should.
And an hour ago, AlphaTheta drops the XDJ-AZ.
Right, which I haven't looked at at all.
I haven't looked at it at all yet.
Surprise.
And so I'm thinking, for content's sake, we should start with the GRV6 and then finish up with the AZ. Does that work for you?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Maybe something.
Like we should not spend so
light in
long
between.
on the GRV6 in
in between is like fuck all.
I don't.
Right?
I don't really think there's much to talk about.
Well, we'll see.
Let's look at the sizzle and see what we got. Yeah. Okay. So let me get prepared because I am obviously not. 1 second.
And that video, I watched. So today I watched Cleveland Terry's video. I watched Mojax's video, and then I sent you like a quick little video about the things that get put on it. I think was eye opening for me. I was just like, oh.
I felt like avenging you on your post, Vader. What is wrong with the community over there?
Do we talk about that too?
Yeah, sure.
You want to get into the spill the tea
Can
on that
we?
shit?
Because like I typed many things and then erased it. I was like, no.
I want to watch Mojax's video on the AZ. So let's watch somebody else's video on this GRV6. You sent me something from Crossfader. Is that the one that I should be watching?
But it's very like not the whole thing.
It's the short.
It's real short, and it's about like it's a little nugget.
Which inbox did you send that in? I remember reading that. I seen that this morning.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Fucking.
We got so many, and most of it's all like stupid internet shit.
I found it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever the closest one was to the post when you were.
I think I got it. This might have been it.
Yeah, but the Crossfader thing is very like it only talks about the very slim differences between Serato and Rekordbox. It doesn't break down like the full piece of hardware. I don't think we should watch that as like a sole thing.
So you want to watch the full? Let's watch the full Crossfader.
We can watch the demo. We can watch the demo too. Well,
yeah, like maybe the sizzle from somewhere else, or like a CT's video,
or the Pioneer
or something.
demo.
Or, yeah, like the Pioneer video, because like the Crossfader demo doesn't break down everything. It only breaks down like the different. It's not very long.
Way ahead.
Like the one you posted is pretty general and
way ahead of you. Here's the 7-minute video directly from the manufacturer. We'll start there.
Right.
That's not it at all. Hang on.
I fucking hate the music that they're using to like demo this too. It drives me nuts.
Today, we're going to deep dive.
Like, it's not only not for you, the music is not for you
It
either.
just feels real. Like I'm like, cool. You're fucking the music up more by doing these things, and I don't like it at all. Like, what is going on?
Right.
But it is whatever.
All right, so this is Pioneer announced it this week. This is the DDJ-GRV6, and in true Pioneer fashion, there was no GRV5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. There's no real rhyme or reason. I happen to know that this controller is designed to replace the now DDJ 800 and the FLX 6 GT. Both of those products are now off of the product line for Pioneer. And actually, I'm pretty sad. Like a big rip to the DDJ 800, because that's actually a pretty badass controller. It was still a full mixer. It still had like the balanced XLR outputs and 1/4-inch outputs for the booth. It was like a miniature DDJ 1000. It just had the capacitive jogs instead of the mechanical jogs, right? So it had like a DDJ SX style jog wheels, but DDJ 1000 functionality, and it's small. It was a smaller form factor,
Smaller footprint, yeah.
right? So mobile cats, like that's actually a win. You know what I mean? Being able to have it fit on a 4-foot table with a laptop is good.
Bus powered?
And no, it was its own power. It had a power brick to it. Yeah, it had one.
And it had XLRs, right?
And it had XLR outs. Yeah. So and it was an independent mixer. You could plug turntables into it.
I was gonna say,
too. Phono line inputs.
and stuff. Yeah.
And the hardware effects as well. It didn't rely on software.
That's everything
effects.
you need right there. But
price point?
It was when it came out. It was an $800 price point.
Fuck.
Yep. And it hasn't been around for a while.
Yeah, inflation. That might be.
It hasn't been available like from the manufacturer for a minute, but it was still officially being sold on their site as one of their products. Also, the FLX6 GT. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that honestly, that controller's been having a hard run. That's one that had the giant knob where it could, the big knob, yeah, and there was 2 renditions of it. There was the FLX6 and the FLX6 GT, which added something. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a better sound card.
Graphite.
Racing stripes. Yeah. There was somebody helped me out. It had something. I think it allowed you to use streaming services or something crazy like that. And so there was like a big knob energy, big time. But that knob was like a gimmicky thing that it never really like panned out. Like nobody really used it, and they really tried to oversell it, and it ended up being like a gimmicky thing that nobody really used, right? Which seems to be the trend in this like mid-shelf kind of price point. This one's coming in at like $890. Okay, so let's see what we got.
Today, we're going to deep dive into a brand new DJ controller that lets you change the groove of your music. Hello everyone, I'm Prion Joni, and I'm here to show you the brand new AlphaTheta DDJ-GRV6 4-channel.
Can I say that Prion Joni was a super nice dude? I met him at NAMM a couple years ago. And he actually took the time to like have like good conversation. It was actually really nice.
DJ controller for Rekordbox and Serato.
You have a different experience, Peter? You're biting your lip right now?
No comment.
Okay.
The GRV6 was designed by the same engineers and developers that brought you pioneer DJ products that DJs have come to recognize in the past 30 years. The DDJ-GRV6 is perfect for the DJ looking to get more creative by instantly changing the groove of the track by swapping the drum parts in Rekordbox using the groove circuit. In Serato, the groove circuit section allows DJs to manipulate stems using the stem effects feature. With the familiar club standard layout, it allows DJs to transfer their skills.
Can I point out that's nothing new and something that you can already assign to the performance pads? Like the stem effects manipulation and the stem isolation stuff? Like, just want to start there.
At home to when they step into a DJ booth with CDJs and a DJM. If you're a DJ who's still deciding between using a computer, a smartphone, or a tablet, the DDJ-GRV6 gives you multi-device compatibility, so you can choose between using a PC, a Mac, or a mobile.
Their mid-shelf, dude, Big Buddy Knock. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to overly shit already, but like their mid-shelf product line has definitely looked a little more plasticky, but I do like that it is a matte finish because the shiny fingerprint prone finish
it makes
is
it look
whack.
janky after.
1 gig and you've got fingerprints all over that bitch.
Device, as well as preference between DJ software. You can test and try out what works for you. The DDJ-GRV6 features a matte black finish with rounded corners and a stepped up section for the upper section where the groove circuit above each deck and the smart rotary selector above the mixer sits. This section is stepped up to keep easy separation from the general deck and mixer section. It helps avoid accidentally touching the deck controls or the mixer section when you're using it. Now below it are an array of 8 pad buttons that match the position of hot cues on both the CDJ-3000 and Opus Quad, which are found above each jog wheel. Here on the GRV6, you can toggle different pad modes for the pads.
I feel like those performance pads also smaller, but they're also like going back to like the chiclet style switch.
Well, they're those aren't pads; those are buttons.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I mean.
Like the 3000,
right?
Which, are we talking about this stuff? Like, are we gonna watch it and then talk about it? Or are we gonna like stop as we go? What are we doing?
What do you got for me? If it's hot in your mind, I want you to get it out.
Yeah,
I think everybody would like kind of assume that I'm just gonna kind of shit all over this, but I actually like that they're making the bridge to 3000s,
right?
Because that's where those buttons are. What I don't like, and I don't know if it does. I don't think it comes up in this video because it's a sizzler, but one of the videos I watched talks about it. Like those lights will only be blue. So like if you are using Serato or
no
Rekordbox or whatever, and you have the colors for hot cues and like different things for your workflow, you're shit out of luck because they're only blue. So that part of it I don't like, because in using the 3000 with Serato or whatever, the colors like come up, and like you could know that, like, oh shit, I got to touch the red one.
Yeah,
or
I have
whatever,
different colors.
Right.
Things.
So the red one is the one, the 16 in is the orange or whatever that is. Like that's a workflow for Serato users. And maybe I don't like with Rekordbox too, but you're shit out of luck. So like that doesn't happen. I do like the overall layout of this, where it's like, hey, you want to start, learning this stuff because this is like not a pro level controller at all. Like you want to get muscle memory down for when you jump up to 3000s. I like this, like the fact that this has those hot cues like there. I like it. I agree.
One
Froggy.
thing I noticed about the performance pads, the ones that we're used to seeing down lower below the jog wheels, even though it's not really noticeable when they're lit up, there is a sort of like yellowing that happens to that material over time. Sure. And also that rubber material, it kind of breaks down over time too, especially if you're constantly pressing those performance pads. If you press one more than the other one, you can see like a significant wear on those pads. And so I'm wondering if this is something to sort of combat that from happening, especially, if they're, and it makes sense that it's consistent with the CDJ 3000. Getting your muscle memory used to reaching there for your cue points makes sense. If that's what they're trying to go for, as far as simulating that two CDJs and an A9 sort of vibe. I'm picking up, and Knock pointed out too, I'm picking up like cheap build vibes from this thing, similar to their other mid-shelf series stuff. I don't want to like fully shit on everything down the middle, but there's like a plasticky sort of vibe that happens from the entry level and the mid-level product line. And so I'm curious if there is going to be like a Groove series, if like the Groove 10 or whatever you want to call it is going to have a more professional finish to it. And this is still kind of in that prosumer middle area kind of thing. Let's keep it rolling and see what we got.
The 4-channel design is inherited from the industry standard setup of having CDJ 3000s and a DJM A9. DJs can get a feel for full-size CDJ-style jog wheels in a 4-channel mixer section. There are 2 independent deck select buttons corresponding to each deck, a 14-point beat effect selector knob for each effect, and individual channel select buttons for the beat effects, similar to what's found on the DJM A9. On the desktop version of Rekordbox, the groove circuit function of the DDJ-GRV6 gives you the ability to create remixes of a song instantly with the simple press of a button. You can create drum swap remixes, give a track a stronger beat, or completely change the genre.
That's got to require super good beat grids for that.
I was going to say, there's a prep work.
Now,
Don't be trying to do that shit with some Motown, like trying to re-drum some fucking James Brown. Oh, well, James Brown, maybe because, the drummer's tight.
Because the Allman Brothers.
But, like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Oh, dude, put an Allman on one of the drum banks and just instantly, like, aim in any song.
Yeah. I mean, that's life right there. That's
you're like, Amen's on bank 1. The Tipsy kit is on bank 2.
You got the Be More Beat. You got the Be More Beat
Funky
here.
drummer on break 3. Like
jungle
you can do it.
Right.
Only available on the PC and Mac version of Rekordbox. On Rekordbox Mobile for iOS and Android, the function is linked to the sampler and other performance features.
So this thing's got to be bus powered, or you got to run your own 30 volt into it, like the other stuff. I'm familiar with that. And then I like that the Rekordbox Android app works. That it's not going to be too long before Algorithm DJ and Virtual DJ will have their compatibility stated in no time.
On Serato DJ Pro, it's linked to the stem effects, which I'll show you in a bit. Now back on the desktop version of Rekordbox.
I'm curious if you are using like an iOS device, it's got to feel kind of, you can kind of like bootleg your own all-in-one controller kind of thing. And also, since it is just taking 5 volts, you could plug a battery into the power supply and this thing would be wireless too. So that would work pretty cool.
You can load up to 4 loops,
like a power bank or some shit like that.
Exactly.
A total of 8. To get you started using this feature right away, you can download a free pack of 40 drum loops from a variety of genres through Rekordbox. The drum roll and drum trance allows you to perform impromptu drum rolls or a transformer effect to create fills and buildups. The buttons are designed so you can slide your finger across them to quickly change the roll or transformer beat duration. Drum release is a lever that allows you to create a breakdown.
You know what's fucked up is like, this is totally teasing you, Fader, because the paddle is there.
Yeah.
But it's not the way that you want to use it.
Yeah. It doesn't function the way you want it to.
Stupid.
It's right
like
there. They're
the
just
fruit,
like,
bro. Yeah, exactly.
They're just like, hey, we can make it. We can make the lever. We're just not going to make it do what you want it to do.
That's fucking great. I just thought about that. I was like, there is a paddle on this bitch.
Well, they have the Rev 5 and the Rev 7 that's like that, just not
They want
CD,
their
you know.
specific fucking.
Stops the drums with one of 3 release effects, taken from the RMX 1000, seen on festival stages worldwide. Push down for a momentary hold, push up to allow it to lock and hold. Now, if you're ready to go beyond the downloadable 40 loops, you can use the capture function to extract drum parts from tracks you load on the deck and use the groove circuit to apply them to other tracks.
Pretty cool.
Now you'll also be happy to know,
Also known as a double drop.
Yeah, right.
However, it takes a fuck ton long time to analyze, and you have to analyze it when you're trying to capture on the fly, and you can't do anything with it until it's fully done and analyzed.
And if you want it to sound good, it takes even longer to analyze.
Right. So like it's not something that a lot of guys are gonna go and be able to kind of be comfortable doing on the fly.
Right.
Like in like improvised kind of ways, just because it's gonna take a lot of time to do that.
Plus,
so like,
you want the beginning part.
Do I put like a, like you were like, do I put a jungle break on there, and then like, do I put the fucking Diwali rhythm, and you know, something like maybe preload like certain genres or types of things, but like to be able to do that, like, oh, I think I would like to have the drums of this over there, and while this song is already playing or whatever that is, like the workflow for that is just gonna take a good long while. And if you're not up with like a newer processor of a computer, it's gonna take even longer or not be able to function well.
Apple loves this app.
This is not performance. This is not the performance.
I could see Knock shredding with this, by the way. Knock, I could see you absolutely destroying it with this feature. I've seen
putting
Knock,
different kinds of flips and all different kinds of stuff.
I've seen
like
him
on the
use
fly,
the Tractor remix decks in a way that I've never seen another DJ use it.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. And so I could see him like going off with this. Yeah, big time. Shouts out to homie Knock. Make sure you're following Knock.
Mac and Windows, released for the DDJ-GRV6, include an update to stems. You can enjoy using the groove circuit in either the previous or the update.
Finally, Rekordbox gets a stems update. We've been waiting for this forever, even though, you know, I don't really use it a lot because it's what it is. I like using the stems in drum and bass. I like using it less in open format personally. Acapella outs are fun and all, but they also have the ability to kind of like jerk the fucking energy in the room of like kind of with the weird abrupt changes and stuff. And so if it's done right, it's done right. But I've seen it done wrong and completely like just stop the energy, but the momentum. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I love it.
You love it?
I use it more and more.
Yeah.
I've seen you do.
I like to use it, but I like to use it with the EQ isolation, not so much the echoing it out in and out.
That shit's tight. Like to be able to bring it in like
right.
low and not just fucking, you know, right off the rip. Like I haven't fucked around with Serato, like, cause they talk about that like this with Serato could do that. That you can turn it to like a.
There's isolation for the stem parts on the EQs. That's a lot of fun to mix that way. I really do enjoy that. All right, let's keep rolling.
Dated stems quality. Simply go to your Rekordbox preferences, extensions.
Rekordbox 7's trash.
And click on the stems tab. If you haven't already, enable stems function. Under stems analysis process, select prioritize sound quality.
Okay, so that's new. That's the new update. So you can prioritize the sound quality or prioritize the speed, but I don't see like an offline version, which means like you were saying, it's going to analyze it and stem it on every single load. It has to load it into the RAM, basically.
You can still do that though. You can offline prep certain things.
Okay.
But I think a lot of people are just, doing it on the fly or on the load or whatever, like as they're performing it. You know what
I don't think Rekordbox supports offline yet. I think Serato might, but I don't think Rekordbox does.
For high quality.
You need a lot of dedicated WAM. Yes, dedicated WAM. Yes.
If you're using an older computer or simply want stems to render faster, select prioritize speed for the previous stem quality.
Okay.
The DDJ-GRV6 features a smart rotary selector.
Yeah.
Similar to the one found on the Opus
CT
Prime.
actually goes and plays the stems. The old stem and the new stem is a side by side. So
neat.
You hear the quality of stem improvements.
Standard rotary and push functions.
For y'all.
The knob also tilts up and down, left and right. Left-right tilt enables intuitive navigation through the media browser, tree view, and track list. Up and down tilt allows for faster navigation of playlists and collections. With the Discover button, you can quickly access the track suggestion feature in Rekordbox for desktop, which help you rediscover older tracks or encounter new ones. Check back soon for our Rekordbox 7 overview featuring Pulse.
Really, I don't analyze anything. We raw dog that shit around here.
Raw dogging it, baby.
As we mentioned earlier, the DDJ-GRV6 is also an official Serato DJ Pro controller. With Serato, the groove circuit section becomes the stem effects feature.
All the versatility of those knobs, like that's just more things that could break. But I understand, like you're getting you used to the way that a CDJ 3000 works because it has one of those joystick thingies as well. And I'll say that I haven't had one break yet from a CDJ 3000.
That's a pretty it's a pretty solid build.
Yeah,
like that piece of that.
Ooh, loop roll, my favorite.
And to make it easier to use the DDJ-GRV6 with Serato,
look at this.
Included is an overlay sheet that is labeled with the stem effects functions that you can apply above the groove circuit printing.
Wait, is it like a skin?
Fucking trash. Fucking trash.
Wait, what?
Because the other, like the drum shit and the loops and all that does not work. It only works on Rekordbox. So half the feature set of this whole fucking thing doesn't work.
It only works on Rekordbox?
Yes.
So this is a Rekordbox performance exclusive feature, all the loop replacement and everything. And then if you're using Serato, it's just going to map the stem effects that already exist.
On that side. Wow. Yeah, on this side and then that side.
And they give you this little flashcard to like change the labeling.
It's a little sticker to fucking put down on the top.
Wow.
Fucking bullshit.
With the stem effects functions.
Trash.
Wow.
Yeah, they gave you a sticker. Those
apply
fucking
above the
assholes.
groove
Why?
circuit printing. On the rear, the DDJ-GRV6 has one.
Well, that's the problem between Rekordbox and Serato is the terminology is different, and now the feature sets are exclusive, right? And so
it doesn't need to be. They're owned by the same fucking company now. Like it doesn't matter. Like all this shit aside, for like it this is where I'm gonna get pissed if you can't tell. This hardware, them replacing hardware and mid-grade level aside, right? Because they do have to do that. You come out with new product line or whatever. I totally get that and understand that, right? But the fact that all of this shit could be done with a software update,
right?
Like that's it. Like even the drum pad, like the loops and like creating the samples and capturing all that shit, all that stuff already exists. Right. All you need to, it's just a patch.
Right.
Like this does nothing. Like, and the fact that it's not like half of like what it's called. It's called the Groove 6, and like that's the groove section. And the fact that it doesn't even work with Serato, which is a fucking larger customer base for them to begin with, is fucking stupid.
As
So
far as I
there's
can
no
see, that's
Serato
that's
updates that make the groove circuit work with the GRV6.
which is like the flagship feature of this thing.
It's
in my
literally
opinion.
called the Groove
The
6.
reason that anybody would want it, What the fuck?
Wild. Okay. So it instead of flipping to the second part of your performance pads and using the effects there, now you use it in the groove section and you put a sticker over the whole thing. That's interesting. Okay. Meta pattern, what up, homie? Let's get back. Let's keep watching.
He goes, it's okay. The CDJ-3000 doesn't play CDs.
Yeah, fair, right? Yeah.
One balanced TRS microphone input. It has a pair of TRS master outputs along with an unbalanced RCA master output.
Okay, so it technically it still has balanced outs, but you're going 1/4-inch TRS to XLR.
Yep. Look, and the booth is fucking.
The booth being RCA is crap. That's trash. That's pure trash. Like, what are you doing? You plugging that into your little bookshelf speakers at home, basically.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So like it's obviously who this is who this is intended for. Anybody that wants to take this out to a gig, like I just don't see it. Like, yes, like I understand simple conversions from TRS to XLR or 1/4-inch to XLR are very common and blah blah blah. Like I totally understand.
It's still balanced outputs.
Yes, I totally get it. But if you're replacing this mid-grade controller,
the DDJ-800,
it should have XLR fucking outputs.
Yeah.
It should have an XLR mic for sure.
Yes, that's absolutely.
I can tell you right now that mic pre is trash with the attenuator knob. I bet you that shit clips real fast.
Yeah, I'm not interested in it whatsoever.
I bet you that shit clips out real fast.
Like as soon as I didn't even know if there was a mic thing on this, and I was just like, okay, checks out. Like,
look at the. This is similar to the Rev 5. I want to say it has the USB-C one for your computer, or if you're connecting your mobile device, it has a power through for a 30 watt, basically 5 volts into an alternative. So you can plug this thing in and it'll run off of being plugged into the wall. I imagine that's not even included. Like you're going to be using your phone charger for that.
Mojack said the pass through isn't enough to like charge your fucking computer with it.
Negative. No, because it's only 30 watts. So you could charge your phone with it because it's only 5 volts too. You would have to send like 20 volts out, and it would have a different symbol. It would have like a little lightning, like kind of symbol, not the thunderbolt symbol, but yeah, it's like a power symbol.
Right.
They traded the XLRs for more knobs. This looks like the back panel for a Rev 5. It almost looks identical to the back panel of a Rev 5 minus the
Rev 5 have
side by
XLRs?
side fucking.
It doesn't have
RCA.
XLRs, no. Actually, I think it does. Actually, let me see. I think the Rev 5 does.
I think it does.
Yeah, it does. And it has a mic as well. Let me open this up.
Why can't I see the back of this? Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, see, like the Rev 5's got the standard fucking.
It does look like the back
they
panel
have
of
this
VCR.
chipset. Like they have this thing in bulk.
You could stamp. Yeah, you could stamp this. You could stamp this as part of the build.
It just needs that little
Like
yellow
that,
input.
that's
and it is
been
the
on
VCR.
almost every fucking decent Pioneer controller for the last 14 years. Since 10.
1/4-inch booth out,
2013.
XLR
the
out.
SX, the SZ, the SX, like all like fuck it. It's just like all of it. Like it's just it's terrible design. Even if this is in which here's my thing, right? Is if they're trying to market, who are they marketing this for?
Who's it for?
because
bedroom DJs.
It's not for working DJs
No.
because there's no XLR, there's no independent power, there's no so on and so forth, right? But I'm thinking like
Twitch streamers.
Is it for or like
who's gonna pay $800 for this? That's not gonna pay more
like
for a better
that kind of thing. So I was just trying to think of that where it's just like, but I was like, is it supposed to be producer driven because you can do the fucking cool little drum swaps and one of the sizzle videos is like make remixes on the fly and blah blah blah. I'm like, well, if you're making remixes or whatever, like, but you're not
record
DJing.
Box? Yeah, like
that's not a
live remixes.
It's not, yeah, right. It doesn't. This isn't
box.
an Ableton controller,
right?
Like it's like it just doesn't make sense.
I think that the groove circuit or whatever the hell they're calling it is sort of like the new big knob that from the FLX6 that nobody's gonna use. It's a gimmicky thing that they're pushing that looks cool on the demo video. But nobody's really going to be using it in real life application. I feel like this is going to be a good mid-shelf controller for somebody putting it into their home studio, but not because of the groove circuit section per se, but more to do with the fact that it emulates 3000s and an A9. And it's
and
the
it also
closest thing
has
to
an
it.
RCA booth output for your monitors.
And again, not for a road. This is not for the road. This thing is going somewhere on a desk and it's fucking staying there. You know what I mean? Like
it's a
there's
permanent
a USB Type-C port for connecting your computer or mobile device.
Stressing on the fact that it's indoors and climate controlled environments.
Next to a USB Type-C port for power. Now the Groove 6 can function bus powered.
Oh, there you go. He's got a battery. See, he's got a battery bank. So there you go. Yep.
But when you're using a smartphone or an iPad, the power port can also provide power pass-through for charging your mobile device connected to the main port.
So it's a
With
really
a combination
fancy phone
of a 4-channel
charger.
club
Cool.
standard layout with CDJ-style jog wheels, the Groove circuit feature that allows you to remix on the fly, balanced outputs, and multi-device compatibility. You'll be changing the groove in no time with the DDJ-GRV6 4-channel DJ controller. You can download the latest record box from recordbox.com.
Okay, I've heard enough. I want to look at Cleveland Terry's STEM thing that you were talking about. I'm going to fast forward through his video and find it.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man.
What's up,
Cleveland Terry,
CT? Make sure you're following CT. My man works hard. He's still streaming. He's doing YouTube mostly. Let's see where he goes heavy on the stems, where he does a side-by-side. He didn't chapter his shit. What a dick.
Noob.
All right, let's see.
Meanwhile, enjoy the beat. All right, here we go.
That's where he's like doing the hot
bring the
swaps
beat
and
in.
stuff. That's not that. I'll try to find it. I haven't listened to it earlier. It's before this.
Before this?
Yeah, this is where he's bringing in his own.
Let's go back into preferences here.
Yeah,
and we will go to extensions, stems, and we're going to change this to prioritize sound quality.
This is what I want to see.
You're going to say yes. And then we're going to try the same thing over after it reanalyzes.
Wait, back
the
up more
song,
because you're gonna hear. Yeah, back up a little bit, just a little bit.
Basically,
So you can hear the original.
Yeah, because he'll play a song
if
with
you
the
were to
original
leave
stems,
that one
and
on
then
here,
he's
and
showing
then
you
go
where
back
he
to my
authorized.
vlog playthrough. Let's move forward again.
That's right.
Okay. Now,
Man has never been to Cleveland, California,
this
Terrence.
is Stems 1.0.
I heard that he was in like a kid and play like dance hip hop group when he was younger. I would love some of that footage. Can I please get some of that footage?
He's in a Super Bowl commercial too.
Is he really? Good
Yeah,
shit.
with Paris, like
With
they're-
Paris? Hell
they're
yeah.
Like Check 1 2, they're like a little hip hop group and something.
Yeah.
They're in like a Pepsi Super Bowl commercial.
I love that. I love that.
To hear that phasing.
All right. So
Yeah.
let's go back into preferences here. And we will go to extensions, stems, and we're going to change this to prioritize sound quality. Just going to ask you. You're going to say yes. And then we're going to try the same thing over after it reanalyzes the song because effectively it has removed it. So we're going to drag it back in. And you can see the little blue line here. This is it analyzing
I
the
like
file.
that does that. I wish Serato
Now,
did that.
As it's analyzing,
There's like a
if there
little
was one
progress
weak
bar for
thing
how the
about
stem
Where it's at.
analyzation.
Yeah.
Record
That's
Box
tight.
Stems
I like
2.0
that.
And then you're not like it's like not like a mystery of like when is it going to be done.
Sometimes I trigger like I'm trying to mix stems and do shit, and it's not fully done yet, and then there's a glitch where it like will stop working, like the whole song will cut off,
and you don't know if it's fucking done.
Yeah, like come on, like I gotta wait. Like, so I just try to do it way before I need it.
Right.
I try to like analyze this quick while it's in
like
the middle
for
of
like
the first
5
verse.
songs ahead.
No, not for that. For like 2 minutes ahead. Like I'm playing the first verse and the chorus. I'm like, analyze it now so I can do it later.
Let's do it. Yeah.
This is it analyzing the file.
That's dope.
Now, as it's analyzing, if there was one weak thing about Rekordbox Stems 2.0, it would be analyzing takes a lot longer than I would like. And it does affect the way the stems and the groove circuit and all that stuff work if you are too quick with everything. But we're going to show you how it is right now. So here we go again.
At first I said that I love you when you ain't say that shit back. It's kind of hard to just trust you when both your feelings don't match. Got me showing less emotions, I don't want to get
much better.
Once I give you my word, I swear it ain't no going back. Once I give you my
tight.
Yeah.
Much
more
much
well-rounded sound.
Now,
wasn't phasing in and out as much.
Was like
wasn't dropping
on the processing. It is what it is. Now, of course, you can pre-scan these things like the same thing with Serato, but you know, if you're rocking an M1, M2, M3, M4 coming out soon, well, then you're going to want that real-time action, and it's a little slow. Now, having said that, they are night and day different, and they are so much better. Now, I wouldn't say they are Serato or virtual DJ good, but they are still very, very good. I'd put them closer to algorithm DJ stems, which is still a good thing. Let's move up to groove circuits, because this is obviously the big thing that's coming to this.
Cool stuff. Thank you, Cleveland Terry.
And he talks about in that groove section.
This board versus the stems. Now, I do want to point out
a
that it's one or the other. So with Serato, you have stem effects found on both sides. Okay, obviously. With Rekordbox, you have Groovebox on both sides. So you don't have the stem effects that you have. Now, of course, you know, there's so many ways to implement the effects on this board. You're probably not going to have an issue.
He talks about
but
when you go
that
and
is the
capture stuff, that if it's not right, if it isn't like
perfectly quantized,
like it's not accurate. If the capture's not, you know, accurate, it could fuck up. And it's some, you know, like if there's stuff that's like really slow and you try to put like a faster beat on it, it's like it doesn't quite work right.
The time stretching isn't quite.
Is it a little too much, or it's a little like that, which is understandable, but it's something that, like, you know, that he definitely puts through the paces.
Right.
So it's interesting, but like again, it's
and that's not the beat. That's the beat.
Okay.
This is the preloaded shit.
Give me the aim in. Put an aim in on everything.
You have your
gain. Put a donk on it. You can put a donk on it.
Put a donk on it?
Yeah.
Now, you have your drum roll here.
Oh,
all right. Yeah. Now, I'm sure all of you are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. You know, the beats are okay. I would still love to have my own. And I think a lot of us were feeling that way about the Rev 7. When those beats were there, we were like, God, this is cool. But it would be cooler if I could put my own beats in, and then I could really scratch.
It would be a lot cooler if I could.
Obviously, like I say, there's always an evolution, and they've thought about that. So you do have the option to capture a beat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a different beat.
I hear you knock.
And I'm not going to obviously play it on the video because it'll be demonetized. But I'm going to take the beat and then apply it on here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to record this. And I'm going to take Danza Kuduro as my track. All right. Here we go.
I'll never stop fucking fidgeting with this.
Capture. It's capturing. Assign it to 2. Now, when I bring this back in, 2. Perfect loop. It's on tempo. I can slow it down. I can speed it up. Now, when I bring my beat back into vlog music. Now, again, because it has to scan through to make sure the song, which also finds the stems, but it also defines your beat grids. So we're gonna let it run through, because if not, if you do it too early, it doesn't lock in like you expect it to. So we're gonna wait for the whole thing to be finished. And there we go. And here we try. Now, this is the default beat. Reggaeton.
It's out of the pocket. You know what you need, and I don't see any way of doing it, is the ability to nudge, right?
Yeah,
just a little bit of a nudge to get it in the pocket, and then you're good.
Because the groove, groove,
right?
This would have been the thing it should have had. Yeah, that's weird. It's just going on the grid. There's no way to nudge it.
Relay says I can't watch this because his dock doesn't auto hide.
One thing I'm going to show you, we have here single and multi. Now it's set to single right now.
I keep doing that to you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to move it out of the way.
Multi, which means that I can play more than one sample.
No, you're right. You're right. Knock.
Yes, I was thinking that same thing.
The remix decks were amazing.
Yep. I was thinking that this has no business doing this, and Tractor was the one who should be doing this.
Danza Kazuro is trash. All right,
I'll move back to the train wreck. Shoes in a dryer. Sounds like my Saturday sets.
My Danza Kazuro is trash. So let's try to do that one again.
Yep. So true.
Here we go. That's better.
You guys got to understand.
Add another beat.
Hold on. Let me clarify something though. What these new software features are doing with stems is not the same as what Tractor did with stems. Like let's be really clear, okay? It is much harder to do this than what Tractor did a few years back. Correct. What Tractor did a few years back was they created what's called a package file that contained several audio stems inside of it, and it used their software to be able to read that format. It was a .stem file. It's a whole different audio file, which means you had to go out and buy music that was .stem.
Correct. Yeah.
And you couldn't stem any song in your library. You could only use the .stem files.
You had, yep.
Right, but if Tractor got the ability to stem out,
it was four files shipped together in a package that was proprietary.
You had to pre-master it with that stuff.
Right.
It was not this. This is analyzing the song and using phase cancellation to isolate the different parts of any song in your library.
Right.
That is fundamentally, that is beyond anything close to what Tractor was doing as far as technology goes. Like way far ahead. Tractor could not even hold a finger to this.
I'd love to see them have the STEM technology though, because the quality of that would be much better than these programs based on the other shit that they've.
Well, no, not necessarily, because you had to do it yourself. This is the producer muting the different tracks and creating the stems themselves as a studio quality stem. You'll never be able to get it that clean unless you.
No, what Corinne's saying is like this technology, like the Tractor company using this. I'm
saying if Tractor got its own like stems, if Tractor also got on board with stems, then their functionality for all this crap would be a better quality.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so.
Based on just the way that they bend time and all that shit.
Right.
The sound quality of their.
I would really hope so.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd like to see this on Tractor because that would, for me, be more.
I could see it working better, especially with the groove thing, the looping thing. Like I could see like all the Richie Houghton Cats.
Because I do live remixing
Loving
on Tractor more than anything else.
Right.
Like, and I literally have it down to a science, the old ass Tractor. And so I know that if this functionality was on the new stuff, it would be useful anyway.
The latest update brought the stems to Tractor. Okay. Let's see how good it is then. Deep, what up, bro? Good to see you, Deep. We need a Deep segment on Wednesday, like once a month. Jungleist News Round. Or whatever he wants to do. It doesn't have to be that. It could be whatever he wants to do.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
Oh,
I just appreciate you being here.
Maybe even just a one-off special segment from Deep.
Yeah, deep thoughts.
No commitment to like
deep thoughts. That's
more than
funny.
one. Deep
That's
thoughts.
Funny. That's so
Big up your
funny.
chest. All right. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, I'm done with this. I'm done. I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah,
anymore.
let's see the new thing.
Well,
Watch like I put the link to the video, the full video in there if you want to check it out. He goes and like he does fix it and like, but he does talk about when shit gets a little more wonky.
I love Cleveland Terry's video. I have no interest in like going any further with the Groove 6. To me, sure. I don't know. It's a big meh. It's not for me, and I'm willing to acknowledge that. Like, it's totally not for me.
Totally.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Not everything has to be.
No, it's good. It's just one less thing I have to buy from Pioneer, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Who is this for?
That's what I want to know.
Sorry. I don't know. Some kid who has $800 but isn't serious about DJing.
His parents got expendable income, and he wants to try something. And they're not
enough
ready
people
to
will
spend,
buy it that makes it worth it for the
They're
release.
not ready to spend $8,000 on a full setup, or $25 to $3,000 on the new XDJ-AZ.
People that don't know any better. I mean, that's like a lot of people that are going to buy this brand new.
I mean, you're getting close. What's the FLX10 cost?
That's what I'm saying. Is you're going to spend $800, you might as well get a fucking real thing.
FLX10 is $15.99 map right now. You can find them as low as $13.99 competitively, but manufacturer authorized pricing is $15.99. Yep. So and then how much is this other one?
This one? It's like
Groove 6 is $829. So it's half, really, right?
Yep. There's no external inputs or outputs on that either. Like that one, like the Groove 6. Zero.
Yeah.
Not even like an aux.
It doesn't.
Nothing.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like you can't aux into it.
Yeah.
You can't use it as a mixer in any other way. Like
there's no external mixing, anything.
I don't know, y'all.
Whatever.
It's fine if it's replacing like a mid-grade. So here's the thing, right? It seems to me that this AlphaTheta stuff is leaning into niche areas to satisfy some kind of business that their fucking market research team is on the pulse
the algorithm
of what DJs want. And it's not because it's not Pioneer DJ gear. Is the X no because the AlphaTheta the next thing we're going to talk about is AlphaTheta 2. So maybe I'm talking out of my ass.
Well, no, because we originally were assuming that AlphaTheta as a brand was going to be more of a lifestyle brand, and they were going to hold on to the Pioneer DJ as the professional industry standard.
But they're not doing that.
They're
Obviously.
not doing that.
AlphaTheta.
No.
XDJ-AZ is going to fucking just blow up my whole argument.
Yeah.
Sorry. My bad.
Right.
So
up until this point, it was seemingly that way.
Yes.
We were making it make sense.
That little Opus Duo was kind of like, oh, we're like that doing that. The quad was its thing, and like all this other shit. But now it's out the window.
Yeah, now I'm not exactly sure what to think as far as that. But see, the inconsistency is sort of like their consistency. There's no reason. There's no rhyme.
It's a mystery. Yeah,
there's a little bit of rhyme, but not a whole lot of reason.
I wonder if it's just like a bunch of shit that they had left over.
Oh, bro,
Like they're
I for sure. This is like we have a ton of FLX6 that didn't sell, FLX6 GTs that
So we
didn't
just
sell.
rebuilt it into the Southern.
And we need to do.
We thought the Rev 5 was gonna do great, but those jog wheels, we got those. Why don't you put those on like the next thing?
Right,
We gotta
right.
dump like 30,000-40,000 of those.
And then we'll make a sticker because every good controller needs a sticker.
There's definitely some hardware recycling happening
both
here.
in Serato and Record Box is fucking amazing.
I
Stupid.
didn't know that. I already hated it before that, but now I really hate it.
Hey, Knock, that's what we originally thought, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
It's not that way. We're about to talk later about a flag, probably the next flagship thing for them, and it has AlphaTheta on it.
Yeah.
Not Pioneer DJ.
It's just their new name.
It's just that's what they call it now.
It's the future.
I am scrolling up.
Chuck. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
I want to see this new AZ thing.
Wait, are we? But we're gonna go dump right into that. We're gonna watch something stupid. And...
Yeah, we got to take a break first, but I do want to
just
see
a
it.
little bit,
It's kind of like Christmas. I have no idea.
My blood pressure is up.
What do I have?
I know you get so riled up.
I'm looking.
Why are people so mean to you?
Oh, that's
on the internet.
Oh,
what
God.
is wrong with
Can we look
people?
at that? Hold on, where's it at?
If you want
what the fuck is wrong with those people?
Can we do popcorn? Popcorn? All right, let's do
I
this.
did not know like how to handle that shit.
Yeah.
I know what they are saying. I've never heard. Nobody's that rude. Like I can't fucking believe these people. I know that
people come to my Facebook all the time to comment on my opinions,
and they call you a bully.
And while they're wrong,
it's like the audacity though. They were like really like pulling out stuff like you think you're this and this and this, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
So we're gonna jump a little bit into the story, but for those that don't know, Fader got into it with somebody who was claiming Pioneer affiliation or something.
Yeah, they're apparently on the Pioneer design team. When I photoshopped my like dream controller, which is like an S11 mixer with like full style DDJ-1000 CDJs in there, like not the Rev 5, because that's just got that little red fucking spinny wheel, and it's got bullshit other things that are on it too, like a full top of the line.
You made a mutant thing with all your favorite things.
I photoshopped it like poorly on purpose.
Yeah,
to be a hybrid between a DDJ-1000 and a Rev 7.
Right.
Basically, yeah. And so
and I posted it was on, I think it was like the day like the Rain Performer like leaked or announced or something. So I being the troll that I am was like, hey Pioneer, can you guys confirm or deny that like this is getting released next week and blah blah blah, like just being a dick, like, but like it's like who am I harming? Fucking nobody. And like all of a sudden this guy went and like fucking was like lambasting me about like the market research and like they have their finger on the pulse of what DJs want, and you can't get every possible contingency of, you know, DJ controllers would divide the market too much and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I would buy this Frankenstein of a controller before the Opus Quad, I'd buy it before that, I'd buy it for this, you know, and all of this. So
Noxo in the chat talking about my dream device. An S11 that runs Record Box off of USB sticks. That'd be fucking incredible. I would love the hell out of that. Okay, so you threw this one out. You threw this one out. I dragged someone months ago at Pioneer for photoshopping. Or I got dragged, sorry, for photoshopping a controller and telling me that they tell me it would never happen and that they have their ear to the ground for what DJs want. And then they release this piece of shit. This is your reaction to the group.
This is your peanut gallery, 2 cents.
This is my little fun little DJ jab. Like you know, it's not hurting anyone because I'm not saying people that buy this are pieces of shit or whatever. I'm like, wait, you guys want to talk shit about me and then like you release this?
Right. Well, this is your ear to the ground. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And the responses are
fucking... Responses are great. First of all, Corinne, I love it. I have my thoughts. And we're talking about it now.
Oh yeah, she came in at the end though. Yeah, like
well, that was my first.
I got you. Then, we're going chronological.
I just said I have my thoughts, but we're gonna talk about it here.
Right, as we are. Yeah.
I was vaguely promoting the show, so.
Good job.
That's where I went. That's where I went in my mind.
So the two comments that got the most the most response are from this guy Tyler Wallace.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, fuck this guy.
He is a wedding cummerbund DJ.
Okay.
Right.
That also works for a snake oil sales company, Crate Hackers.
Okay.
And
does he use a din double din?
I think he's like a rain guy. I don't know. Yeah, he's not a full rack guy. Like he I don't fucking know. But he also has this, like, he puts on like this DJ conference up in Boston that like a lot of the
Does he wear a sequence vest?
Traveling circuits like to come to and all that shit, right?
Which you didn't drag him.
Shouts
like
out to the sequence vest crew.
Not at first.
And you totally could have dragged him more.
Not at first. So it was like there's more coming out. This is just the first of a few, blah blah blah. So like he's basically trying to DJ explain to me like what Pioneer, and like the Jason Longobordo is the other person that like had some negative shit to say. You're assuming a global brand will make a product for your specific market. That's not how manufacturing works.
Wait, hold on. Let me get into this. Let me get into this.
Tyler, into Tyler's comment. Fuck that.
This drill on Tyler's thread here. Okay. Get your popcorn ready, y'all. Hopefully the popcorn is in here.
This is an interesting read. Let's put
it's good. Yeah. So there's more coming out. This is the first of a few, says Tyler. So Tyler's trying to defuse your anger or whatever you call it by basically saying, chill out. There's more coming out. There's more. And you're like, I don't care. It's trash. I know that the AZ is coming. You knew it. We all knew it. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. I've already reported on it. Yes, you did. Killing it, by the way. And then
he's just like Captain Obviousing me.
Give me this. Give me this. Give me this.
That.
Read it to me, or read me your your take on this right now. We're at not every like controller is made like for what we do.
Right.
They have I'll be Tyler. They have a large market to occupy. But the AZ and a few others. Okay.
No shit, Captain Obvious.
Okay. Then why complain about something that wasn't made for you? LOL. It's like complaining about a pair of green high heels.
Then I said the same reason you'll complain about people complaining.
That's fucking moding him, by the way. That's pretty good. I would have just fucking deleted the comment and bounced after if someone fucking owned me like that.
No.
But I had time that day. That's the thing. I want
pooping
the smoke. If
you give
he
doubled down.
Confrontation with confrontation. Like I
didn't do Tyler's voice. Okay, I need to imagine what Tyler sounds like.
There's a lot of shitty things on this post. I said, he kept it up. He's like, we want receipts. We want receipts.
I got receipts for some shit that they were trying to say to me. He's like, all I'm saying is this and that, blah 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 blah. So
what he said in Tyler's voice. All I said was there's blood coming out. Like today is soon, and you're here complaining about a controller made for bedroom DJs? Not the same, lol.
So I said move along, pleb, because I basically just called him a fucking hypocrite because I was like, you're doing the same thing. You're like, you can count on DJs to chirp. This is his post from before when I posted. You can always count on DJs to chirp when new gear is launched. LOL, mobile DJs, we aren't always the target audience. Like, yeah, no shit. And I was just like,
this is like a passive jab at you, bro.
Something that's getting reactions and things for people to talk about just the same way you did.
Did he post this after commenting on your post?
No, he posted it before that.
Okay, got it.
So that's why I called him out on it. I was just like, you're doing the same shit. Like, I'm posting this. Yeah.
He put his post up and he's like, that's not good enough. I got to go directly.
Your post was a complaint. Mine wasn't. LMAO. You bitching about entry gear and calling me a pleb is hilarious. LMAO.
You gotta see more on that. So
I can't wait till you say cummerbund with that
accent. I said you can read the context of the actual post with the argument I got into months ago with the Pioneer person. I said more into it than just that this gear sucks. Like, I'm calling you a pleb because you're acting like it. More down the pike. Big market. Not every controller is made. And I was like, if it walks like a cummerbund and talks like a cummerbund.
Yeah, right. Let's see here. You just take basic comments as an insult. I'm talking because I know what's coming and when. LOL.
Does he work for Pioneer? Because like,
you know about the AZ, cool. You know what's coming.
I know what's coming.
I know what's coming 5 years down the road.
There's so much pee-pee measuring in this shit. They're just like, look at my penis. My penis does this. My penis does that. It's so dumb.
This isn't a controller for us. Never will be. No one said it's amazing. But it is the start to some amazing stuff that's coming out in the future.
I'm so glad you have that point of view. Are you gonna buy it though? That's what I want to know. This person is gonna buy it, so fuck them.
Okay, let's see. All right. Not
They were talking mad shit.
Yeah, so why does he have the time? This is your Facebook wall that you're just posting some opinion shit like.
Yeah, that's what you get to do. You get to shout from the mountaintop. That's what.
Look at this guy. Then this Eric guy from New York chimes in. He goes, "Arrogance and a hipster beard."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the best paragraph. Actually, that whole paragraph is pretty good. It was
Tyler Wallace versus Fader at the 27 year. Okay.
Listen, the thing is, I don't understand why people just can't scroll on. They're really
I talk
bothered
about
by
that
this.
too. I'm like,
just go
like whatever,
whoop,
dude. Like if you're,
whoop. I see something I don't like, I just get the fuck away from it.
Yeah.
I don't know. People just want to bitch. They want to bitch about you bitching, which is just awesome.
Right. And so this guy on the other on another thread is just like, what, like, you know, why are you like this, or why are you like being like that? Why can't you be more, you know, positive or this or that or whatever? I was like, I'm gonna be me.
Look what
like,
Tyler's put into this. Like, I mean, there's some time.
A lot.
Here.
And there's like
that's
some person, they're like
poop.
trying to personally attack you.
Oh, this guy Eric like personally attacks me.
Yeah, it was like, I was like, that's so far from. I know your character, and I was like, there's no fucking way. But I was like, this is fucking ridiculous, bro. Yeah, and they're doing a lot of, I do this and I do that.
Where is this? You know this Eric guy? Do you know where he's from or what this is all? What he's all about?
He's from New York.
Okay, he's from New York. He's a New York like club DJ or
no? He's a fucking Cumberbund, middle of nowhere.
I clicked on his account because I was like,
okay.
who the fuck is this motherfucker?
Who does like weddings and private events and shit in like the middle of nowhere in New York.
Okay.
And then he has some RCF connect, so he usually mans the booth at the DJ Expo for RCF. Like, big fucking deal. Like, I don't care.
Trade show gigs are whack.
Yeah.
The pay is garbage and the gig is no energy.
Yeah, and it's like, if that's your
that
claim to like, you know, be a part of the community or whatever. And then he talks about a victim of mine for me being a bully.
Right.
And I would say this. I said, I have a very low, and I say this somewhere. I said, I have a very low tolerance for mediocrity in our industry. And I said, we should all do better. So I said, those people that have like latched on to becoming influencers should be good DJs first.
Yeah,
and like
for real.
they should provide value and content that is befitting where we are. And like,
there's some
a lot of these
posers out there, bro.
Just like snake oil, Captain Obvious stuff that like they put out as content, and I'm just like, this is stupid. Like we should be, and a lot of people are better than this. And if you're not, then like this isn't for you. Like, and I'm not trying to be an elitist, and it's not a club DJ versus mobile DJ discussion. It really isn't. It's just like, it's like the quality of person you are and the content of your character based on what you're doing in our community. Like, I find like it's very polarizing to me on like who I see as like influencers or like people of value in that kind of space.
Who's put in the work to like know the theory and stuff. And
if it's just like, like I would consider the people that we watch on this program influencers. Like Mojax is an influencer.
He's the truth.
And he's the truth.
Yeah.
Cleveland Terry is
great
an influencer.
Great DJ.
And they're all both like dope DJs first, and then they create content and all that
and
shit.
We know the difference because, you know.
Right. So if a social media influencer comes up to me years ago and says, hey, what can I do so people take me more seriously? And I say,
be dope.
Why don't you start with mixing your own records and stop letting the computer do it for you?
Like, learn how to do DJ music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole for that.
But it's just funny because they got really offended that you were talking shit on some new controller. And who cares? I mean, you're talking shit about an object, not a person.
Right,
You're
exactly.
not being a jerk. And they're like, you do these gigs that don't matter. Like,
yeah, sure.
Oh, you and your fucking somewhat gigs that are like whatever, and you're in the middle of nowhere doing your blah blah. And I'm like, who the fuck is coming at you like that about your post? Like, this so unwarranted and like, what the fuck? Like, and all like just screams insecurity.
Yeah,
and
but
can I say something real quick though? Can I say something real quick?
Your personal character though.
As somebody who probably posted on Instagram more than everybody this past week, because I have fucking chat bots or clip bots fucking doing shit for me.
You got AI
robots.
I'm posting on social media a lot, and so some would say that like I'm one of those people that you're commenting on because of the fact that like I got a YouTube channel that I promote, I got an Instagram shorts that I'm promoting, things like that. And I'm not trying to explain myself here, but I want to be clear that like all of that posting, the basis of it is centered around enthusiasm, not a motivation to be popular. In other words, I'd be doing this shit for nobody and be just as happy.
Same. Yep.
Like I think that like you know what I mean? Like there's a there's a difference in like in that, because I'm not like
because you're
yo
not
it's your boy, hit that fucking sub
right.
button shit. Like
you're not leveraging that to go speak at conferences and to do that kind of shit. Like we're doing this because we like it. We're doing it because we're good at it. We're doing it because it interests us. And there's no like ulterior motives behind that shit. And like that's one of the things that I can't stand. Like it has to mean it should mean something.
And honestly, and like we can see that shit a mile away too.
Yeah, it's
like
if I call that shit out, I'm labeled a bad seed or a bad egg because I can see that kind of shit as phony or fake or gross or whatever. Like I saw an influencer going to I saw an influencer going to a DJ group and request 5,000 friend requests of these cummerbund male DJ guys and hide the fact that she was married.
Interesting.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she did anything inappropriate or whatever that is, but that in itself has like that kind of, so that's some disingenuous kind of shit.
Yeah. All I can say is these wedding DJs, these mobile DJ, like whatever community that you have around there.
Hey, big up the wedding DJ crew. I'm not mad at all of them.
There's no loyalty though.
No, I fucking love DJing weddings.
I just noticed
because I love this.
Well,
I love this.
I'm also a wedding DJ. I'm not.
What were you saying though? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That community that's there having that conversation, they cutthroat. There's no loyalty whatsoever.
Fuck.
Yeah, like I was like, wow, yeah, no, like there is a difference.
And the fact that guy Eric and that guy Tyler have such an elevated self-view of themselves to the fact that they're in this weird circle of people in the expo travel scene to go to the conferences and do all that shit.
Dude, I went to Mobile Beat. I went to DJ Expo. I seen it.
They're delusional that they're like working for Pioneer because they've done some expo or something. Like it's like they're defending it like they fucking own it.
Right. But they're also defending their people, but I'm like, that's fine. But like, I'm usually very deliberate in how I talk about influencers or whatever that is. Like, I'm very vague. I won't directly fucking call someone out unless it's some like confrontation or whatever, like direct with me.
Right.
It's just like, this part of this I don't like this kind of person I don't like. I'm not saying, fuck this exact bitch right here, or this guy is a, douche. I'm saying that like this personality type or this, what I don't like about this specific thing. And it's like, I'm not allowed to have my own fucking opinions because
I just think
nozzles will sit there.
I want to send Fader a cummerbund with music notes on it right now.
Yeah. Fucking with matching suspenders, But I just want to say that you're making a comment about a piece of equipment and everybody attacked your personal character and they got mad that you were being negative to them.
Yeah.
Because you were defending yourself.
And I gave it back. I'm just gonna sit there and be like, oh, you know what? You're right.
Matching bow tie.
I was just like, I was like ready to type stuff and then I was like, no, and I was like, they're not worth it. I like went back and forth. I typed something out and I'm all, nah. And then I was like, what do I do? Like I was like, I felt like defending I want to punch some people in the face.
Because like it was always like, what have you done?
I was clicking on profiles going, I'll never fucking know who you are, motherfucking. Who is this douchebag? I'm looking at his pictures and shit. Like, who is this guy to talk shit? I know
that's like,
Bro, oh God, Knock. We talked about that. Hold on a second, real quick. Knock was talking about the Serato control record. That's so funny to me, dude. Because yeah, the whole like Serato 25. First of all, Serato is 20, not 25, and Pitch and Time is 25, and nobody gave a fuck about Pitch and Time when that shit was around. It was just a mediocre ass shit. And so like, yeah, the whole like gimmick of like pushing a 25-year and like a novelty Serato Scratch Live looking control record was hilarious. It would have been better for them to do a happy 20th anniversary Serato Scratch Live. That I would have respected that, right?
Yeah.
But this whole like 25 with the Pitch and Time thing, it's like that's you missing me with that shit. Go ahead.
Control vinyl unlocks a skin. That's what it does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Awesome.
Great.
Things I didn't need my Serato to do.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that happened.
Anyway,
yesterday.
that just
I was a lot. That took up a chunk of my time, and I was like unloading
Don't you
and
hate
reloading
that?
the well, no, just like while I was
I don't
unloading
like
the
it.
dishwasher and like doing some shit around the house. I was like, you can fucking catch these hands.
Every once in a while, the internet blows up and sucks
fucking
away my
hands are
day.
rated E for everyone.
I hate that shit though. Like I get a notification from someone like, "Did you see this and this and this?" And I go, "Oh crap! I guess that's what we're doing today."
Which
We're
one of these
dealing with
posts was while you were pooping?
All of them.
Scroll down.
It made me want to go poop.
Yes, some of the
I
Jason
started
Longo
reading it. And I was like,
ones
"Oh,
are- yeah.
gotta go to the bathroom now."
Yeah.
Because I fucking.
Some people say, "Yo, this is great bathroom reading." I was
Yep.
like, you know, right?
I mean, that's.
Yes,
had
the you're assuming a global brand will make a product. That one
Where's it at?
up a little.
Okay.
It's got like 15 replies on it.
Oh, that one. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
This one. This is the poop. This is the poop.
Yeah, I definitely was pooping when I was
I
typing
did
the
say
beginning part
something
of
at the end where I said,
Only
not
the
to
hard
be
facts
a
here
jerk,
on this
but,
channel. Just want to
it's
point that out.
I said it's Alpha Theta, not Pioneer. Just to be like, fuck all of this.
So I'm saying, yeah, and then I got pissed at this dude because he's like fucking production splaining to me.
Oh
I'm like,
my God.
I fucking know how this shit works. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, so it's
Although
just like,
you post a single thing
Who's this
about
guy?
anything DJ, and everybody wants to talk about.
Who's Jason
whatever.
Longboard?
look at he's the Eastern Regional Sales Manager for Mackie.
Okay. Got it.
So I don't know how deep you want to go with this because I know you're a Mackie dude.
Okay.
But doesn't bring up Mackie at once.
I'm not in the Eastern region.
Yeah, okay.
I
so so I pooped. I was pooping at this beginning of our conversation.
Okay.
I was like, I know this one isn't it, blah blah blah. Personally could care less. So like, yeah. So he was just like, be grateful Pioneer didn't sue you for copyright infringement,
Yeah, and then
false advertising, and a list of other things they could have done to you. But this is a cool way to make sure they never listen to you in the
Is this the
future.
guy that chimed in on the other thing?
No, he's
Okay.
a friend. That guy's a friend of this guy.
Okay.
And he comments down there too eventually.
But then
I was
the
like,
harsh burn was right
I was like,
after
I
that.
personally couldn't care less if they listen to me or not. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna invite me for my feedback on something. Okay, I'll give them the same honest criticism and feedback that they would reach out to me for to begin with. And B, if I never go and play
you
the
never,
DJ Expo
you didn't
in the
position
Pioneer
your
booth, I don't give a fuck.
Was your original post, did it make it sound, were you making it look or phrasing it as if it was a real thing? Or were you saying like, this is what I wish they would have put out? Because I don't remember if
Yeah,
you
I
did.
said, can you confirm or deny that like this is
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
next
You were like,
release?
oh, new controller leak or whatever.
Yeah, I
Like,
was like,
yeah,
can you
I
confirm or
remember
deny
that.
that this is the next release?
Yeah, I double taked it when I saw them all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not real. Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
So you were baiting a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Right.
bit. He was
Okay.
trolling. a
But
little
like,
bit.
I'm not expecting
It's the internet,
fucking
and it's our
Pioneer to
generation. It's what we fucking
right?
do.
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
not,
off.
I'm not expecting Pioneer to respond to me and at me, be like, actually, no, this is not something like.
And it had how many
Why?
views?
Right.
Like,
No,
yeah, it
nothing.
didn't have like millions of views
I'm
or something.
fucking nobody. Like,
It didn't
doesn't
go
matter.
viral. Like
Right.
the. It's like
I'm like,
fuck
I don't
off.
care if they listen to me a lot. Then he's like, then why post that? I was like, because I
Because
can.
it's
like,
it's my page and I can post
yeah,
what
it's
I
my
want.
personal
That's the whole
page.
point of
like,
it.
I'm not some like random DJ company posting my opinions. Like, this is my fucking personal
This is
Facebook
your
page.
Facebook page.
I'll post whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
It's your-
that's the whole
it's
point.
And
your
then
diary.
I call him out for like just like coming out on like there's a few DJs that will only come on my posts and interact on shit in negative ways.
I saw that, yeah.
Never a like or a fucking heart when I'm with my daughter or like they see me at like I post something about a gig or fucking charity event that I'm doing or nothing. It's solely to bitch and gripe in my
and that-
general direction.
That
And
to me
shit
tells
pisses
me what they're doing on the internet is that.
Yeah.
is looking for things to get triggered by and fucking.
Yeah. So then he's
is anybody
like,
just losing their mind that I haven't checked those 3 notifications? Just curious. Go ahead, keep talking.
I can't see it because our Zoom window is right there. He's like, I'm always a person who.
Oh, I know
like,
that. You should see how many I have. Fuck.
Oh,
I never click on those.
So this guy Eric chimes in. He goes, "Don't worry, Pioneer won't sue anyone they can't get any money from."
I know. I thought that was pretty funny, actually.
So I laughed because that's funny.
I was like, "That's hey, fair enough."
Yeah, I gave him a laugh react because I'm like, "That's funny."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What happened, Boo Boo? Who hurt you?" Yeah, this comment right here was like, "I'm always a person who accepts and includes. I go out of my way to help DJs. I advocate for the culture. I advocate for cultures when manufacturers put us in the corners." He does a lot of shit. He's like, the question is, who hurt you? If your channels are thriving, bars are popping, why is this supposed to even happening? Where's the disconnect with you and the rest of the culture? Your events are dope. Your event was dope that stopped. So I used to do like a little DJ meetup with like gear reps and like all that shit.
Yeah.
I did it pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I did one a little bit after COVID, and I just haven't done one again because less people showed up. It was a shit ton of work.
Yep.
And I ended up fucking costing me a lot of money
Yep.
that I wasn't able to like fucking recoup on. So
Right.
like, I'm just like, I'm not going to do it. Not a lot of everybody showing up. And I was like,
Right.
life happens. I went through a massive fucking depression and everything else I've been digging myself out of. So it's like, I don't need to fucking do this.
Right.
I
And you
did
don't
it
need to
because I
explain why you're
wanted
not
to.
either, yeah.
Right. But like, and it's like, you don't do shows because your cummerbund must be in storage. That's not true. Like I have gone to the expo a couple times, but like, I don't see the value in it because I don't learn anything from those snake oil salesman fucking.
Well, I was saying this
panelists.
before the pandemic, that trade shows are obsolete. It used to be that trade shows were the kind of exclusive ground to get hands on, or even just information on forthcoming things from certain, focuses like DJ Gear or something like that. So NAMM, always a great show to go to back in the day. These days, like the biggest part of like a trade show would literally be the analog social networking side of it.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Hands down, best part.
Right.
Instagram,
like going to a TwitchCon or whatever. Like the best part is just meeting and hanging out with the homies.
And also
like,
making TikToks of it.
Or I could do that like in different areas. Like if I go visit you, I'm gonna go hang out with the homies.
Right.
Or like I can go hang out with my homies, on off days or whatever. Like so that part of it.
But I'll tell you,
I don't see any value in that.
Of all the conventions that I went to, the expo is different because it was a first time meeting all you guys, so that had a whole different vibe to it. But when I went to Mobile Beat, that was the corniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like it.
What the hell is Mobile Beat?
It's now called something. It's in Vegas. It's an annual thing in Vegas.
Expo, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a mobile DJ
convention.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And they combine it with like a photo booth conference now.
Yeah. That's all part of it.
It's like
Yeah.
a bunch of cummerbunds
the package,
all get together.
the wedding
and
package.
They all do that. Right.
You want to know
So,
some funny shit? I saw I saw Mark Morrison and CNC Music Factory perform at it. That was kind of awesome, actually.
that should tell you the age of the people.
And let's just say, like, they performed their songs a little bit slower than they did.
A little slower.
a little bit less energy.
Oh, it's light. It's like diet. It's like diet.
It's like, I'm not gonna make you sweat. I'm
like-
gonna make you like schwitz.
We're gonna put the heart rate up, but we're not gonna overdo it, y'all.
Right.
I'm gonna make you schwitz.
just a moist glistening. That's it. That's fucking hilarious.
And the Mark Morrison, born again, and so he didn't want to go into like the heavily sexually suggestive stuff or anything. He just,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's always great when people find God and then don't do this.
It was interesting. Let's just say it was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the corniest shit I ever been to. And I'll never go back to that. The NAMM show was
Return of the Whack.
Return.
Well done, Relay.
Good shit. The NAMM show was pretty cool. And I really enjoy the NAMM show, but that's just because I can get super nerdy into all different kinds of directions when it comes to music production, including DJing. But honestly, like DJing, I'm done with that after like the first couple of hours, and then I'm exploring into all the other shit that's there. It's so cool.
Like weird inventions they have, like the piano, the mobile piano, and like just strange
anything.
shit, right?
Yeah, it's so it's so
all
many
the
things.
toys.
There's like tens of thousands of exhibits. You're just like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I love the NAMM show. It's probably my favorite con. I still have yet to go to CES. But the store needs to go to CES, so I need to plan on going to Consumer Electronics Show here real soon.
Write it off on the taxes.
You know it. And then DJ Expo was amazing. Yeah, you know, but TwitchCon.
No, it wasn't though. That's one of the worst ones that's been there.
It was amazing for different reasons. It wasn't amazing.
Right.
The trade show was whatever. Yeah, there was a really low turnout and there was really low vendor participation as well. But I had a blast hanging with the guys because it was, you know,
that's the best part.
Yeah, exactly. We were
and you don't need like today's market, like that trade show used to go get a deal, or you used to be able to go like meet a vendor or like do that shit.
Right, and hook up
you don't need to do that anymore.
Right.
If I want a piece of gear, I call up my homie and be like, yo, I want this. He's like, cool, send me a fucking invoice.
And there's
I'm
this
like,
thing called the internet
done.
too.
Right, like it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's kind of
it's they're not launching new gear. They're doing it on social media, and like you already have contacts from being in the business to buy shit. So like you don't need that. Like the networking is been the same thing. It's been fun. So yeah, that yesterday kind of like fucking got me a little heated.
Well,
but
just know that I was also heated reading it, and I don't usually like anything with drama. I'm like, don't need it in my life. But I was like, what did they say about my?
Yeah, right. Right to loca.
Yeah.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's do this. For those of you who are turning in, wondering when are we finally going to start talking about what we want to talk about.
Arizona controller. I'm excited.
I have, yeah. By the time I get to Arizona.
Is it shaped like Arizona?
That'd be funny as hell. We're going to go to Mojax on this one and, you know, give it the skims. If we get the gist of something, we could fast forward through it. I am really excited for this, so I want to give it the time that it deserves. Even though like I joke around that I'm not prepared for anything, I was literally not prepared for this because I saw the video as I was closing up the shop today.
You're like, fuck, I gotta get home and start the stream, and I haven't even gotten to process this.
And like I literally like I see it and I didn't, without even looking at the video, I forward Fader the link like, for fuck's sake, I guess we're not, you know what I mean? I guess we're talking about this now.
Sometimes we have nothing to talk about. Sometimes we have like 50,000 things.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of the smaller topics that you might have seen in the social media posts that like 4 or 5 of you sent likes on. Thank you for doing that. We'll touch on some of those topics next week. Having too much to talk about is not a bad thing. So
but these new hot releases we got to talk about.
We got to talk about this shit, right? All right, Mojack's coming in hot.
And you know they did drop it before the show just so we could talk about it. I heard you say that earlier.
Of course they did.
My fantasy DJ.
Obviously.
All right, so let's get the production tight here. Get it right. Get it tight. All right, we'll do this.
Shout out. Mo. That's how you spell that.
I should I can't create, if those are wondering like why do I keep doing this, is because I can't create a scene for this kind of thing. And so I have to kind of like do it on the fly, which is why you see us moving around all over the screen the whole show.
Adjust.
Yeah.
It's like knob. It's like
could he?
No, because the Zoom is always, we're always doing different things in the Zoom.
Right.
Yeah. Like window capture, then like scene, like
But sometimes we need to be on the other side if there's something on it.
Because right now I'm sharing screen in the Zoom, so the Zoom app is technically, you know, 2 different things. Yeah. Any case, let's just get
Utopia. Every venue would have a modular DJ setup with a choice of turntables, media players, and multiple mixers to suit different styles. Here in the real world, however, most places don't have the budget or the space for that. And so I'm very grateful that this device exists. Welcome to Beat Source Tech. My name is Mojax, and in this episode we look at the XDJ-AZ, a product which wouldn't look a whole lot different if I'd designed it myself. Obviously, I've tipped my hand and already given away that I really like the XDJ-AZ. So in the interest of balance, before I get into the effusive praise, I'll start this video off by telling you the things which I'm less of a fan of.
Hold I'm gonna fiddle with it one more time. Even though I don't plan on clipping this, I just want this to be able to see more of it. So hang on.
It's not as annoying as it feels. Like when you're watching it and you're fiddling with it, don't worry about it. Like, I know you feel like you're distracting people, but it's fine.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just as somebody who's viewed the show and.
Number 1, the price. Street price for the AZ is going to be $3,200 in the US. There are countless ways to slice that. It's cheaper than a DJM V10 mixer alone, and well below half the cost of a pair of CDJ-3000s and a DJM-A9. But it's also $700 more than the previous XDJ-XZ, and over $1,000 more than a Denon DJ Prime 4 Plus. The Opus Quad is also $3,200 though, and that has sold really well, and so clearly the market will sustain these kind of prices.
Ooh.
Yeah, I need my computer for other stuff. I could just buy this as my computer.
$3,200.
That's too much. That's too much. Jeez Louise.
That just...
Does it have nuclear powered thought glasses attached to it
so
that I can
weird
DJ
to me,
with?
like...
Because then I would buy it for $3,200.
Like a souped up MacBook Pro.
That's what I'm saying, bruv. And I DJ
And
on my
all of
computer,
all of the modern technology that exists in a MacBook Pro. I'm talking about the processor inside of it.
I'm just
RAM,
saying,
hard drive.
all of the other things I can do with it besides DJ. Like
that is not
crap.
in this. Let's just say that. Right?
For fuck's sakes.
Okay, let's just keep talking. Wow, $3,200.
Have mercy. Have mercy.
But I'd have been happier to see this come in under the 3K mark, mainly to encourage more venues to buy it over the cheaper but less flexible XDJ-RX3. Number 2, no USB-C for media drives. Just days ago, I was praising AlphaTheta for pushing forward with USB-C on devices like the Groove 6, so I have to call the AZ out for just having crusty old USB-A ports on the top panel for media drives. It's 2024, USB-C is the standard on nearly all computers.
Fader?
But is this the part where it's the standalone part?
This is a standalone.
Right, no, what I'm saying is isn't that where that goes? Like, are y'all bringing USB-C fucking flash drives to gigs?
Well, I'll tell you this. I am preparing my music on a MacBook Pro. And so if I had the ability to just use a USB-C flash drive, then that would be a lot more convenient for me.
Sure.
I have to use one of those ones that is both. I use, and we sell them at Sacramento Tech Exchange if you want one. It's a metal, really solid USB-C, and it has USB-A, and it pivots around to use one or the other.
Right.
And so this should have been either one USB.
What do you? I mean, the data transfer is going to be the same regardless. It's going to be operating.
I don't think that's negative. Until I don't think until the industry makes a full USB-C shift with DJ gear that's going to happen. Like, as a way of powering something or whatever, yes. As a mode of the transportation of the delivery of the music, like the CDJ-3000 doesn't have a fucking USB-C on it.
You're right. You're right.
So, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not going to, it's not future-proof. Like, it's not. Like, I get what he's saying is go get ahead of the times, get ahead of the times to get there. But I'm like, the delivery system for how these, if you're not using a computer, how that works is primarily USB-A anyway.
Yes, that is the standard still.
Yeah.
And I guess his mention was that they're not trying to move the needle on that clearly at the moment, right? That's the.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Because if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be them. They're going to be the ones that pushes it in that direction because they're the industry standard, right?
Right.
Yeah. Shouts out to Benji, the streamer. Love you, bro. Benji is part of the team for Motown on Mondays and is a good dude. Hope you're doing good, homie.
USB-C and one USB-A, or ideally 2 of each. The port on the rear to connect to a computer is USB-C.
Okay, so there's what you were talking about, right? So connecting to the computer, still USB-C. I like seeing the Ethernet port in the back for the ProLink. That's good. That's a good look.
I don't understand the inconsistency. And let's be real, an extra USB port or 2 on the rear of the device for drives wouldn't go amiss either. The Opus Quad got one of those. Number 3, why are the pads there? On the topic of inconsistency, I don't understand why the performance pads are below the jog wheels on the AZ. The CDJ-3000s have been around for years now with the pads above the jogs. The Opus Quad has them there too, and we've just had the GRV6 with the pads in that same position again. Now, to be honest, as much as I get on fine with pads above the jog wheels, I actually prefer them where they are here on the AZ. But as a company, they need to make their minds up about this one way or another.
I get what he's saying here, but I feel like when you're dealing with arguably like an industry standard for this thing, changing something that drastically could get a lot of pushback. And so I'm thinking that they were trying to avoid losing some of their market by moving and kept it where it's familiar, and they're trying to keep things standardized still.
Yeah, like
Number 4, lack of stream.
The performance pads are one thing, and then like the thing on the CDJs, like those aren't performance pads; they're buttons. They're hot cues, and like that kind of shit. Like it's just not the same. And to your point, it's like the familiarity of performance. Their performance pads, and in that area, like that makes sense. You don't
muscle memory and shit.
You don't change. Yeah, the real estate up on that is like a fucking huge difference.
If they want people to upgrade from their SZ, moving their performance pads above the jogs will be a deal breaker for some people, I believe. And
bro, like going from like playing like I have like on an SZ, and like a 1000 SRT with all that's there, and then when I have to do something else, like I still kind of like default to where that
your
area
hand goes
is
there
that
first. Oh yeah, it's over here.
when we did the 26 here with the S11 being in the fucking middle, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta put my hand up here now. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like it takes a minute. So like that muscle memory is like it's fucking real.
Absolutely.
And the hotkeys don't work the same as the pads. We are talking about that earlier. Those little chiclet buttons.
To being the same.
Yeah.
Streaming services. The AZ supports Beatport streaming in standalone like the CDJ-3000s do, and as a heavy user of that service, I can tell you it works great. But I also use BeatSource, obviously, and that's not included, and nor are any other streaming services.
Interesting. So exclusively Beatport or the cloud service from Rekordbox.
If we're saying that streaming music is going to be a significant part of the future of DJing, which I certainly am, then more platforms need to be supported. That's one area where the competition, Engine OS, has a clear lead still. Number 5, lack of screen layout options. Another area where Engine OS wins is in display options. That offers a fully customizable layout, whereas on the AZ we don't have the ability to switch up and see 4 big waveforms at once even. I still find the AZ's display perfectly usable and practical, but the competition does have the edge there.
Wait, so he's saying there's not a 4-up view?
Nope.
Number 5, lack of screen layout options. Another area where Engine OS wins is in display options. That offers a fully customizable layout, whereas on the AZ we don't have the ability to switch up and see 4 big waveforms at once even. I still find the AZ's display perfectly usable and practical, but the competition does have the edge there.
Yeah.
Number 6, Serato support is coming soon. One of the issues around the XDJ-AZ launch was that the promised Serato support only showed up like 3 months later. For the AZ, it's apparently slated for December 2024, 2 months after the hardware release. I don't know if this is AlphaTheta's fault or Serato's, but it's not good enough. It should be there on day 1.
Yeah.
Number 7, why is this an AlphaTheta product? This one is less a thing I dislike and more something that perplexes me. When
we were just fucking talking about that shit.
Yes, okay. That's where we're not the only ones. Okay, cool.
Go on, Chris.
Let's go, Mojax.
The AlphaTheta branding became a thing, I was told there would be more products under the Pioneer DJ name. And if I was a betting man, I'd have staked everything on the AZ being one of those.
Exactly.
It's pro-level club gear, a successor to a hugely popular Pioneer DJ product, and yet it says AlphaTheta on it. To confuse matters further, when they showed me the AZ for the first time, I asked them to explain this, and they assured me again that yes, there will be more new Pioneer DJ products, and that I can tell you that. So if not this, then what? To be frank, I'd rather they stop faffing about and just make everything AlphaTheta from now on. Rip the band-aid off. So with all of that out of the way, why do I love the XDJ-AZ so much? Well, let's look at my history with the XDJ-XZ. Due to pandemic quirks and that late delivery of Serato support, I had the XZ in hand for months back in 2020, far longer than I do most products. And in that time, I got very comfortable with it indeed. It's a great professional device.
It's a great controller.
Really enjoyed
Dude, the
using.
XZ is
But,
great.
as I also said in my final review, it did feel like the end of a generation for Rekordbox Standalone, with 2 standalone playback decks in a 4-deck body, as if they had reached the limits of their existing tech. And that turned out to be true. We soon saw the CDJ-3000, which had way more power under the hood and a much better display, and in
Triple has an
2021
XZ.
that was followed by the XDJ-RX3, which took most of that extra juice and put it into an all-in-one for the first time. Then in 2023 came the Anomaly, the Opus Quad, which was a Pioneer DJ product, but definitely should have been the first device.
I know that this is like a very specific audience, but I really fucking like this controller. Just saying.
Released under AlphaTheta branding. If you go back and watch my review of that, it's clear that I wasn't a huge fan of the aesthetic choices made with it. I actually think it looks horrible, but in terms of functionality, it is absolutely a winner.
The only thing I don't like about it is the rubber grippy stuff that they put on the jogs, because I know from that being on laptop palm rests that your hands are going to break the oils are going to break down the rubber on that, and over time it's going to turn into this like sticky.
It's sticky and it never you
can't get it out. Like you could rub alcohol into it, you could clean it the fuck out of it, and like you cannot get it out, and you have to end up
short
putting
of sanding it.
you have to put a skin over it. That's the only thing you can do.
Yep.
Has 4 decks standalone, can handle streaming, although that's still not.
Knock, check out Gouda's channel, TTV Gouda. He does a really good 4-deck drum and bass stream, and he's on one of the Denon, the Prime 4s, and he does a really creative use of 4 decks to where it sounds really cool. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah. That's a good example of how to do it right.
This video, and it just feels like a real current contemporary device. I knew from the start that not everyone would share my thoughts on the looks of the Opus, and it would be a big seller, and that proved to be the case. It's very popular with DJs who are more in tune with that aesthetic than I am. But the whole time I was using the Opus, I was wishing that instead it was a unit with the tech from that, but with the layout and build of the XZ. And that's what the XDJ-AZ is. Thanks for watching this episode of Beat Source. No, I'm just playing. Let's get into some details.
I was like, wait, what?
I was like,
oh my god. We were talking about this. The Sonic Link. Yeah, the Adventures of Sonic Link. Yeah.
Sorry, the AZ has both sides.
It's the Zelda Sega crossover.
Sizes of headphone jack sockets, but also includes a built-in transmitter to connect to the HDJ F10 headphones via AlphaTheta's low latency wireless system. And
okay, so it has Sonic Link built into it. That's pretty cool.
That's what we predicted.
Pretty cool.
Right?
F10 headphones via AlphaTheta's low latency wireless system. And as is the case when using those with their external transmitter, the experience is fantastic, but here you have one less thing to charge. The 2 wired sockets still work when Sonic Link is active too, so back-to-back sets are no problem if one DJ is using wireless. The company still need to release more headphone models.
Can you do 2 Sonic Links? Probably not. One of y'all's got to wire up. Who's wearing the wire today?
And ideally a belt pack receiver, because as I said in my review, the F10s just aren't for everyone. But this is a great addition, and I fully expect to see it included in all pro level kits from them in the future.
You should get Sonic Link headphones included for that 32 hundo. Just saying.
Yeah, for real.
As much the same as the
and a blowjob.
Yeah.
XZ.
And that's why it's 32. You don't have to buy the transmitter for the headphones.
I've got enough 4-year-old XZs at this point to know they are hard-wearing and reliable. If nothing else, the larger number of physical controls on here makes it feel more sturdy than the Opus Quad, even if that's just psychological. The screen is very similar to the one on the Opus, a spacious 10.1 inches in size with responsive capacitive touch, and it's bright with wide viewing angles. The main contact points are all good. I'll show you the jog wheels later, but they're mechanical and feel almost identical to those on the CDJ-3000, and they have the same tension adjustment. The faders have a well-balanced feel, and although the crossfader isn't one of the company's Magvel units, it has a tight and sharp cut-in. When it comes
no Magvel.
Yeah, but like, do you need that on this? Because like, no offense to like the house or drum and like, you know what I mean? I think like Magvel is like Definitely more an open format kind of
on the S11. I get
scratchy
it.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Put it on the Rev 7. I get it.
Comes to the sound, the specs of the AZ appear to be roughly on par with the DJM-A9, and in use I think most people would be hard pushed to tell any difference. I don't think either of them are quite up there with Pioneer.
These builds that I gotta hand it to Pioneer though, like I already know this thing is built way better than the range shit that's been coming out for the last couple of years.
DJ's best sounding DJM, the V10, but I suspect that's more of a voicing thing than anything else.
You know, the technician in me is already thinking, fuck, what's it going to take to change that screen? Because somebody's going to break it.
The AZ, like the A9,
yeah, coming in from the back and 7,000 fucking screws later, ribbon tape, all that gross
if you've ever
shit.
changed a CDJ screen, and Benji's in here like yapping at his monitor right now, there's like different parts. There's the actual screen part, and then there's the digitizer that allows you to do the touchscreen elements of it. And getting into it from the other side, because there's no access from the front. You can see
have
it
to
here.
Pull the mixer apart.
You got to come in from underneath. Yeah, that's going to be
and to be as neutral as possible. The same goes for the phono preamps. If you're a dedicated vinyl DJ, well, firstly, I don't know why you'd buy something like this, where your turntable...
Wait, this is Triple setup literally right here. Okay. Love you, Triple. Big up the My Massive.
Like the A9, is designed to be as neutral as possible. The same goes for the phono preamps. If you're a dedicated vinyl DJ, well, firstly, I don't know why you'd buy something like this, where your turntables will be miles apart, but yes, there are better preamps out there. However, if you're a mostly digital DJ who also enjoys spinning some records, then the AZ will do the job for you perfectly well. On the subject of
so it's got good phono pre's.
Inputs, things are a little stripped back compared to the XZ, but...
Oh, look at that. So there's a line phono combo jack. And then you've got 2 mic XLR quarter combo jacks.
Not really in a negative way. On the rear are 2 XLR and jack combo sockets for the mics, and then instead of separate line and phono RCAs for channels 3 and 4, you get a single switchable pair for each. The extra dedicated RCA aux input from the XZ is gone, but that's been replaced with Bluetooth instead, which can be assigned to either of the outside 2 channels.
Okay, so there's no wireable aux input. You have to only Bluetooth. Is that what he just said? Am I catching that right?
It is.
Switchable
And
pair
is that where the
each.
Sonic
The
Link
extra
also
dedicated
comes in to help us, or no?
aux input from the
weird.
XZ is gone, but that's been replaced with Bluetooth instead, which can be assigned to either of the outside 2 channels.
So you can sync your phone to it over Bluetooth if you're trying to play something from your phone, but there's no more aux input, so you can't daisy chain.
What was the older model of this?
XDJ-AZ. XZ.
Thank you.
X-ray Zulu.
So you
It's
can't
more
daisy
basic
chain
than the Bluetooth feature on
more
the
jacks
Omnis.
on it.
You can't daisy chain somebody else's DJ setup. You used to be able to hardwire in with an RCA jack, an aux in. Now there's no more aux input over RCA, only Bluetooth input as an auxiliary.
It doesn't.
That's kind of shitty for mobile guys. I just want to say that real quick. That's
you could I wanted to just double check this. On the XZ there was there was an extra RCA thing that wasn't aux. Like you should still be able to use the phono, whatever that other phono in line, whatever.
Oh, the line input could still be an input.
Like you can still do that.
I mean, I can plug in my Serato box.
But the XZ had an extra one for another one.
Yeah,
one more preamp.
Right, the XZ had 2 mics.
I'm pulling it up right now.
An aux, and then a phono in line for channel 3 and a phono in line for channel 4.
It had a dedicated aux.
So it had a dedicated aux section, and they just removed that part of it.
I'm pulling it up now so we can start doing that thing that we do.
I have it up if you want.
We're good.
But you're already good. That.
There
See, so like right on the right side of the phonos, like that's the aux thing. They got rid of that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And they kind of like combined that footprint.
Makes sense. And they combine these two to make it smaller. Okay.
So there's just one. It's phone. Like it can. Is it a switch or is it?
Let me find a rear picture of the. We're gonna get into the brass tacks here.
Your rear.
Yep. That's the only part of the mixer I ever want to see is this view anyway.
That's like definitely the first thing I go and look at.
It's all I care about.
Show me your butt.
Yeah, I want to see the behind.
All right. I'm looking right now. Give me a second here. XDJ-AZ manual, please.
Show me your butt.
Here we go. I got it.
I agree, Benji.
wrong side. There we go.
I mean, I understand if you're doing like extra things, like another set of turntables or another set of CDJs, but like this is supposed to have that 4-deck.
This is still functional.
So it's like
this is still way functional, and I can see where
for sure.
Yeah, so you have switchable RCAs instead now, which is fine. You don't need two pairs of RCAs there.
Is it a switch or is it a fucking like? Is it going to be like a digital conversion?
I'll look at the top in a second. I'm guessing it's my guess is that you have to do it in the interface.
Like, can you? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Can you like click like mouse over the fucking phono spot and see if you can see it or not?
There's no zooming on this shit. There's no zooming on this shit.
We'll hopefully talk about how you switch it.
Let me see.
Yeah, like cover.
I'm on Pioneer's website right now, and I've never been here before, so you can't zoom on it, dude. This is as big as it goes.
There's a magnifying glass like behind the chat. You don't. It does not do anything.
What?
There's a magnifying glass on the bottom, like on the middle bottom right corner of the
screen. There we go.
Does that go?
Is that far enough?
Yeah. Move it over.
Get inside.
No switch, so it must be internal.
So it's gotta be internal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no physical switch.
Yeah.
Because there's not one on the face either.
That's fine. That's just one more
but that's
thing
okay. I just wanted like, what is that?
Yeah. It's one more thing to get knocked.
Because remember when like the
there you go.
A9
So there's your IO right here, right?
Yeah.
So
you remember when the A9 came out, how they had removed some of the mechanical kind of pieces to stuff and we're making it kind of internal.
Remember,
I wanted to see if they were doing that.
Those little tiny switches right next to the RCA inputs that you had to flip up or down.
That's what I thought that might have been.
Yeah. I used to have to feel up the back and I'd be like, I solved it.
So okay, let's get back into Mojax's thing because we're kind of let's just. But now that we have these to compare to, I like it. Let's keep on rolling.
Yeah, me too.
Cache the audio to a deck for mixing or anything like that. But if you simply need to play some audio into the mixer from a phone or tablet, it works great. The outputs are the Pioneer DJ / AlphaTheta Pro Standard, balanced XLR master out, as well as unbalanced RCAs and balanced jacks for the booth. The Opus had an extra XLR zone output, but that was specifically aimed at mobile DJs, so won't really be missed here. When it comes to Pro DJ the AZ only has one Ethernet port as opposed to the 3 on the XZ, but I was delighted to find that with a standard network switch, as you'd use with a DJM rig, you can still link up a pair of CDJ-3000s and use the AZ as the hub of a setup with 4 physical decks. I can't imagine, given the cost, that it's an option that many people will use, but it's definitely nice that it's possible.
Look, I happen to have one over here, so we'll do that.
Wi-Fi, which the XZ didn't, so you can connect wirelessly at home, in the studio, or in venues with good Wi-Fi to use streaming or cloud direct play. Power is delivered by a full-size IEC connector, always my preference, although for this money I would have preferred a locking one, like on the 3000s and the A9. That couldn't really cost more than a couple of extra bucks to spec, and it does provide some extra reassurance.
We can modify that at Sacramento Tech Exchange.
I already mentioned the USB-C port for connecting.
You want a locking IEC on your AZ? Wait until the warranty is expired, and then bring it to Sacramento Tech Exchange, and we'll mod that bitch.
Computer, and that works as expected. I wasn't able to get my hands on a beta of Serato DJ Pro to use with the AZ during my testing period, but it will hardware unlock the full version of that, and of course it's supported in Rekordbox Performance mode, which I did try, and that worked very well. Although there's only one USB port for a computer, a massive advantage Rekordbox standalone.
2 USB ports on top. And it works the same way. You could plug in a second one to record directly to the USB, or it can be a USB that's used for back-to-backs.
And Gear has always had over the competition is the ability to seamlessly switch between
a lineup throughout the night with us being able to switch over, right?
Which is absolutely essential in an install.
I've been to a few parties where they have an XZ instead of CDJs and an A9 or even a 900. I've been to a few parties where it's actually an XZ that everybody's using instead.
Not bad at it.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to run you through the functionality on the AZ. This might not take as long as you might perhaps expect, and that's because there isn't really much new here, but that's a good thing. As I've said, this is
standardizing,
an evolution of the 3000s and the A9 combined, along with the Opus Quad and along with the previous XZ. That's what this is. I wasn't looking for any surprises. I didn't want any surprises.
This is exactly the rendering that we saw a couple weeks ago.
With me, we've got the power of the Opus Quad up here, so we've got the 4 decks, of course. We have the ability to play from the cloud library, Beatport streaming as well. I've got an Ethernet cable hooked up, but you can go with Wi-Fi as well. It has the Wi-Fi in there. Then once we've chosen our source and I've chosen a local stick, we can then browse. So we can choose, go through our playlists, all touch friendly, etc.
It's in the
and then
trash
we can
folder.
Change the sort by BPM. We can sort by key.
Keyboard.
We can add in, we can sort by track. We can add in different fields if we want to. It's all there, all working as you might
It's
expect.
just like a CDJ-3000.
We have the waveforms there. You can turn those on or off, but if you have them on, then you can turn on the link queue. Now I can hear that in my headphones. You can't hear that, but I'm now hearing those tracks before loading them to a deck.
Can I tell you right now, sweaty hands and touchscreens do not get along.
No.
All happy with this. This is all, you know, standard
And
stuff.
and moist rooms, like hot rooms, they're tough on. You're gonna want to keep a microcloth. Is what I'm trying to say. Like keep a microcloth. Yeah.
Where you would lick your fingers before on vinyl, you want to wipe them off.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you get the screen. You know what I mean? Especially if somebody using it before you. Just...
Yeah, like strippers do for the pole, just get the Windex out. Hand sanitizer.
Sorry.
That's where I went.
I fucked up. Hold on. Okay.
Right, so I'm going to run you through the functionality on the AZ. Right. We've got the power of the Opus Quad up here, so we've got the 4 decks. I'll change the sort of them to a deck.
Yeah.
So I'll put that one over onto deck 2. Now we're into the playback screen. We have the 4 waveforms at the bottom. If you want, you can just have 2 if you prefer.
Okay.
So we've got the 4 waveforms there. We have the ability to go through different keys. So we shift the keys up and down. We can eject as well from that. So we can unload a deck. We can then also choose single continuous play, smart queue, which is a fantastic feature. If I go back to hotkey mode on here, if I press hotkey 1 and then hit the temp queue button, that is temp queue now, number 1. But if I go number 2 and then hit the temp queue.
Oh, you don't have to pause it and set it anymore? That's cool.
Now.
That saves you one.
And you can turn that on or off, but I love that feature. That's come from the Opus, and I think it's a fantastic feature. I really, really like that. Then we've got the tag list, of course. You can just tag tracks in the browse to add them to your tag list. We've got the playlist, which first was seen, I think, on the RX3. So you've got playlist banks you can add there. We've got a search with full QWERTY keyboard. And yeah, all great as far as I'm concerned. They're the typical track filter, so we can choose our parameters and filter via different things. That's been around for a while as well in the record box standalone. And then when we're browsing, we can hit the track filter and it will trim down our visible tracks to show stuff that is compatible according to our own parameters that we've chosen. Got the shortcut menu, so that will let you choose the quantized value, the vinyl speed, touch and release. So I'm just going to go, you need to turn that on here, the vinyl speed adjust. So if I do touch and release, and we turn that up to 5. I typically just do it for touch. Still annoys me that this is not a button. Like that was in, I think, the RX3 originally. That still annoys me that because it looks like a touch element and it's not. But, you know, that's how it is. It's how it's been. We can choose artwork or a custom image that we've got loaded onto our stick for the artwork on display. In the pad info display, you can also turn on and off. So that gives you a waveform and your pad information right there, which is really handy.
Full scope,
That's
Speeder
also
likes
on
that.
the playback screen. I'll show you. And you can turn that on or off with a double tap on shift as well, which I really like. You can choose the waveform division.
Dude, full scope and a big
every fucking Pioneer CD jog from now on should have this kind of shit in it. Period.
I agree.
It just should. Like, you have the technology, just keep doing it. Like, it's just dumb, some of the shit that they do to like try to save money or like whatever. Like, you're fucking charging $3,200. Like, I would hope that it has this shit in it.
Right.
Like, take away something else. That's a really useful feature. Like, that's the most,
like
one
give
of the
me
most
yeah.
useful.
I'll gut half of my controller as long as it has a fucking screen like that.
Right.
Because to be honest, like the whole everyone like talks about like the whole Serato face or like whatever, like you being like looking down in the mix like why you're like manipulating different BPMs or performing or whatever is way different than you like off to the side, like looking at stuff to like, you know, making sure it's on point or just, you know, whatever, like just doing it there just feels better. Like it just, it is better.
You're already looking there. So
yeah,
it should be there.
Yep.
Makes sense.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Center or to the left. Let's turn browse off. As you can see, we've got the different display there for your different pad modes. Let's quickly run into those. So we've got hot cue, gate cue. I'll just turn that on the deck as well. Gate cue, beat loop with the different divisions, beat loop 2 with different lengths.
Yay, beat loop.
Slip loop, again, different lengths. And then we've got key shift as well.
That's cool that it does it all.
And then beat jump, again, different lengths.
It's like the RX3.
So the pads all just work really, really nicely. You know, they do what they say, which is always a good thing. They do exactly what they say on them.
No standalone stems.
And that's what we want. Again, no surprises. No surprises is what we're after. The mixer stuff is interesting because, of course, you know, look at it, it looks like an A9, it looks like an XE. You've got the standard effects. There's no new effects here. I'm not even barely going to show you the effects, right? I've got them on the mic at the moment.
Wagwan.
But let's put them onto deck 1.
Bomba clot.
Got the beat adjustment.
Oh, Jack's the junglist. Y'all know that.
Up there. And with the X pad, you've got the effects frequency, and it remembers that according to what you've set for each effect. So yeah, I've got the low turned off on the echo. Go to ping pong and it's not turned off. Go back to echo and it's turned off again. You've got the buttons to select, like on the A9. So crossfader A, crossfader B. They're post crossfader on crossfader A, and they're post fader when set to the channels. Just it's the standard Pioneer DJ now AlphaTheta way.
They went like really big time, like industry standardized.
Not seen before.
Kind of with this one.
Triplet filter. We've got triplet roll.
That's the move. That's the move with this one.
Yeah, this is the
XDJ series.
I love this thing. I fucks with that. Alex, Audio 1 came out, and he was fucking with that. And some
that's his way.
I was like, that was his thing. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna steal that.
Yep, he'd be doing that.
Filter with the parameter control, noise, crush, and space. Then the layout is, of course, very familiar. You've got the VU meters, you've got the
googly eyes would be hilarious, dude. A googly eyes hack for it.
When it comes to headphones, we've got that little cue. We've also got the Cue Master blend knob and the level control there, and the master cue is up the top there.
But will it doom?
But you'll notice what we are missing is a lot of settings. Where's all the like the crossfader assignment stuff? Well, that's all in this button here. Mixer settings. Love this. Absolutely love this. This is brilliant. Ooh. So you can assign the crossfader A, B, or through for each channel.
Okay.
You've got
it's all software.
Assignable right there. Link preview volume. If it's too loud, you can bring it down.
Oh, look at this utility. That's really cool.
This is the shit I was talking about.
This is awesome.
That is really cool. I like how they're like, it's almost like an exploded view. Like how they, you know, this is the part of the schematic. Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Well, this is the shit I was talking about, how like on the A9 and all that, like the all those little knobs and the little buttons and whatever, like that's all this shit is.
Right.
But now it's all digital. Like it's all in the software.
They can do it with software.
Tight.
Yeah.
And there's a graphic user interface to it, just like we're looking at right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Channel fader.
And that's where the look at the
look at the channel fader curve, the crossfader curve.
It's even got the little diagram, so you know where things. Yeah,
the line and phono for the decks that were in the back. We're like, oh, I wonder if it had a switch or whatever. That's where he's touching right now.
That's it. Yep. Mixer settings. So the mixer settings window looks really intuitive, and I honestly like the design. Like I was saying, like I like how they like it's showing you, you know, where this is relevant to the mixer section, right?
Yeah.
What you're touching.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yep.
The deck 3 and 4 input select. There's no physical switches like on the XE. Instead, we have the deck, we have line, phono, and Bluetooth as well. You can do the Bluetooth like you could on the Omnis Duo. That was the first time we saw that, I think. Then we've got the feedback reducer for the mic, the beat effects.
Keep discoverability off, pro tip. Someone's going to fucking pair up to that bitch.
Be assigned to mic 1, mic 2, or both.
Even if they can't get in, they're going to troll and try to pair up to it.
Unlike on the XZ,
baby, you're like, baby shark, you like the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah.
And you can choose whether or not.
All I got to say is that if that is possible, and I walk into a room with one of these things,
I'm doing it.
You're getting Baby Shark,
and
you might end up on Instagram with it too.
Do you remember the Apple controller for the computers?
Oh yeah,
when that came out.
Yeah.
I was using that to try to fuck with people's DJ sets.
Fucking tight. Hell yeah.
Turn the volume down.
Yeah.
Yee. That was me.
Make them go into spotlight mode or whatever the fucking yeah.
I was like, see if
so good.
Activated.
Why does my shit look like an Apple TV all of a sudden? What the hell just happened?
I was like, opening DVD mode. Was like going, and they're like, where'd my screen go? And I was like, ha 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 ha.
Front row, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Also goes to the recording, and you can mark a track. Once it's recording, you can do a track mark on it as well. Really love this screen. It's just all there, and it's funny seeing that picture of it there. It just looks like a 900, looks like an A9 from the center, and it just shows you how
he's still calling them 900s because it's been a 900 for so long.
Yeah,
this layout is, but
piece of lexicon
all good
now.
with that.
Right.
The deck controls, we've got again, so the regular CDJ style cue and play pause buttons. We've got the search, the track search, the pad info display. As you can say,
I feel like all that hardware is the same on the XZ. I think there might be some updated buttons like these buttons with the they're not completely amber anymore. There's the orange circles inside of them. Those are probably new.
Yeah, they painted them black. You mean?
What's that?
They painted them black.
Yeah, that part. And then they screened them, whatever you call that. And then there's the but all of this whole section, I bet you this is there's probably enough of a difference to where it wouldn't be all the same boards, but there might be some boards that are interchangeable from the previous.
So the XZ has on the left side, the XZ has the search that has track search, and then it has the shift button. Then it has some kind of like a forward or reverse direction button that looks like that is there too. And then there's the slip button. And then there's the like plus and four minus beat button, or the loop cutter. That's on the old one. And that looks like it's a separate button now. It's like the 4 and the 8 have its own separate button.
I can see that now. Okay, it's not exactly the same.
Yeah, and then like the queue, the in and out and the queues are screened a little differently, and that's that. And then
there's the layers.
Queue and the loop calls are about kind of the same. And then the jog wheel adjust, the vinyl, that's kind of the same.
Hang on a second.
What's that?
Let me.
Vinyl speed adjust.
That doesn't really translate to the people watching. So let me pull up a visual.
Side by side.
Side by side.
Side by side.
I'm not a particular fan of where the deck select button is though.
Fucking Kevin shush. He just showed up to just say that. We're not. We're talking about DJ.
Okay, so there's the new one, and here's the old one. The old one, I see the difference. No, that'd be two different boards then. You definitely can use the same switches for the cues and start and play, but those are interchangeable for a lot of hardware. And the performance pads are probably the same too. So I bet you this PCB down here is the same as well for this one.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of the same.
Yep.
Underneath.
The pitch, I bet you the pitch is probably the same as well. This PCB right here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking like a service technician. I'll stop.
Yeah. No, but you're thinking about how you're gonna switch out.
How am I gonna fix them? Yeah, because they're gonna come in.
Already,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Okay. For those that don't know, I own a shop. I almost said a record store. I own a shop that specializes in repairing DJ gear out here in Sacramento. So if you are looking to have your gear fixed or aren't sure whether it's cheaper to repair or replace it, bring it by the shop and we'll hook you up. All right? Let's keep it moving. Back to the mix. Mojax, we inside the home stretch. Let's get it.
Then we've got the slip reverse and reverse on shift, beat jump, and you can adjust the value of that as well. So we hold shift and adjust the value of the beat jump. And You can see that there changing on the screen.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
So that's you've got
I love
multiple
beat
ways to access beat jumps here.
Yeah, I'm
We've
down
got
with beat
4
jump.
beat loop.
Beat jump is like
beat jump saved
the
my
double
life.
drop. The double drop handy
Weapon,
tool.
yeah. Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fucked because like I have the SZ and the 1000 SRT. Like the 1000 SRT has it and the SZ doesn't. And like, so I'm like looking for. I was like, oh shit.
Oh man,
So I
I
was like,
make last minute
it doesn't have it
decisions on a
ready.
regular basis
Yeah.
with that motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure.
Thing.
What up, Night Rider? I
I don't even do loops. I just do beat jump because I can press it like, you know.
You go back, yeah.
And I don't have to activate and unactivate.
Especially with like drum and bass, where it's like, you know, very similar, like kind of, or even sometimes house music too, where it's like you could be, if you're, you know, moving it on the one or whatever, people aren't gonna fucking know.
Right.
Yep. Basically, yeah.
I couldn't tell you this specifically, Night Rider, but it's my speculation that this whole move to AlphaTheta, there's different motivations behind it. Part of it is the fact that AlphaTheta is only a recent owner of the Pioneer DJ brand. And they're like one of I think the third big company to buy it in the last 5 years or something like that. Like it changed hands a few times. And I think that part of AlphaTheta owning this brand involved them having to clearly separate themselves from the brand Pioneer, which is different than Pioneer DJ. They were different companies. And so I think that this was just, they didn't have a think tank on what to call their brand, and they just stuck with the brand that they already were, AlphaTheta, because that's where they already put their money into as far as researching brand names. And all that money, politics, and bullshit aside, it seemed like their original position was that AlphaTheta was going to be more of like a lifestyle brand for DJ hardware, and Pioneer DJ was going to remain as the professional industry standard brand that it is. And everything seemed to be consistent with that until this.
Until today.
Yeah.
Until literally like
until we saw the
right now.
Right,
until today, like about an hour before the show came on. Yeah.
Yeah. That says AlphaTheta on it.
It says AlphaTheta on it, and we don't understand because this technically should be a Pioneer DJ branded.
This, by definition, would have been what we thought.
Yeah, exactly. So we're all like, we don't know anymore.
Yep. Neither does Mojax. I'm glad he's confused too. It makes me feel better for some reason.
It makes me feel less stupid.
Yeah.
He's also confused.
Yeah, well, if anybody's gonna know, it's gonna be him. So
let's go back to it. But yes, Pioneer, like the 70s receiver, shiny, you know, stainless steel era receiver with Sansui and Macintosh and Pioneer. Like, you know, that Pioneer audio is in the Pioneer car stereo that you may have had one time or another is a little bit of a different company technically than this. So yeah.
Loop and 8-beat loop, and we can halve or double with those two. We've got the standard CDJ style in, out, and reloop exit buttons, memory cue, call, and delete and add, so you can do that from there. Then of course we have got the jog wheels themselves, which are basically CDJ 3000 jog wheels. Which I'm just totally happy with. They feel just like the 3000s. And
mechanical.
They're great. So yeah, happy with that. You've got the adjustment, of course.
Funny thing about mechanical jog wheels is that the capacitive touch jog wheels are technically more expensive technology. The mechanical feel of the jog wheel is literally like a little bunch of little white plastic sprockets that are inside of the jog that gives it a little bit of weight. Yeah.
You don't say?
Yeah.
I know a guy who maybe opened it up.
Go from a very loose feel.
Like the technology that goes into like the capacitive touch versus the mechanical wheel is night and day, and they're probably like, "Oh, you prefer the mechanical? No problem, we got you. We'll get you mechanical."
Yeah. We're still gonna charge you.
I don't understand why people hate on the capacitive so much. Like, I don't mind them. I feel like
it was the weight
sharper.
It was the weight.
It was lighter. Yeah. But like I feel like, but you can control the tension on them. Like, dude, I feel like I can cut so much better.
They just
with
felt
the
like more
capacitive
toys.
Stuff
they felt more like toys
than the CDJ ones.
It's it was a big. I remember it was a big gripe.
It's a personal preference.
Yeah,
it's a tactile thing. Yeah.
Whatever your preference is, and then big illuminated buttons for the deck select. And yes, I would have liked the option to have all 4 big waveforms on screen.
What's that?
The deck select, I think it's like, it's just weird. It just feels like it's like, or like, oh shit, what do we forget? But I guess like I think the other model had it up there too. Maybe not.
No, the other model doesn't support dual layer.
XZ? No, yeah, it had 4. It was only 2 decks.
So
maybe, yeah, okay.
It's
maybe,
4 decks, but you could switch the.
But it was external shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or was
it was only for the lines 3 and 4 were what you plugged in on the back. It's a mixer. That's what you plugged into the back. Line 3 and line 4, and it could be phono or line, and it comes through the line it comes through the 3 being all the way to the left and 4 being all the way to the right, and then 1 and 2 were the ones that you use with your USBs in the middle here.
And they cannot be for the
and
blind.
Now it has the ability to do all 4, and it has the ability to do it in a dual layer fashion.
Yeah.
And so you can, and you still could do dual layer with the XZ. It was with the shift button. There was you had to use shift and something, and it would switch to the other deck. I forget which one it is, but that's what it was. We had to figure it out one day when somebody was trying to do it with Record Box at the shop, and we looked it up. It's shift and something, and it's one of the buttons, and it changes it to the other layer. But it's way more confusing. I think having them right there in the front, watching how Gouda works between that. The only thing I would say that what Gouda would like a lot more is like a really quick way to get to beat jump, or have beat jump be something that's like easier to access. But he usually just leaves it on beat jump anyways. He doesn't really use Q points.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. And then he's but yeah, the dual, being able to switch between the dual layer on the top would be, I mean, the only better thing would be is if the performance pads, I mean, if you're thinking about where else they would be, if you were to make the big jump and put the performance pads above the jogs like the CDJ-3000, then the dual layer being lower down here or something, or over by the play pause Q area would be, the move.
It could be where the fucking slip button is, and it could be one button. Because on the SRT, it's 1000 SRT, it's one button.
It's one button, right?
Deck 1 or 3, 1 or 3. Like
right.
You just push. It's just a button. To me, it just as like for how much real estate that part of it is.
Yeah, they're really focusing on the fact that
weird. Like to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, like, hey guys, we know you loved this before, but now it's 4 decks. Like I get it, but like there's other stuff that I just feel like it's.
Like, that was the number one gripe though.
Like beat jump or like the track search, like that. Like part of it, like something else there as opposed to that. It just feels like it's off.
It's a waste of that much space.
That was the number one gripe though. Like that was the number one gripe, was that the XZ does not do 4 channels with the USBs. You can only do 2.
I totally get it. And
right.
I'm on team 4 channel. I'm just saying that real estate for what that is a lot. It could just be one little button, like off to the side.
It's a lot of real estate. Deck select. All right, keep it rolling.
Green at once. That would have been cool. It's not there. But I didn't expect it. It wasn't in the Opus. I didn't expect it here, and it's not here. That's one thing I would have liked to see. But you've got the option for either, your 2 decks or the 4 decks with the smaller waveforms below. It seamlessly switches over between them. So you absolutely can do 4 deck mixing on this thing. There is just a bit of layering involved. As you'd expect, it's only got 2 jog wheels, but yeah, all good there. Microphone wise, we've got the 2 mics up here. We've got the talk over. We have the EQs for each, so separate EQs for
very
both.
mobile DJ
I'm
friendly.
speaking into it now so you can hear it sounds decent enough. There is a clip light as well if it's too loud. And we've got the push to talk thing that's come from the A9 as well. Over here with the master, we've got the EQ.
Imagine the coffin for that thing, dude. Like you had to get a giant coffin for that monstrosity. That'd be hilarious.
For the master, I've actually found that really handy with the XZ. I didn't think I would, but I'm glad to see master EQs showing up a bit more. Booth level, and of course the VU meters for that, and then your 2 USB ports over here. So
master
when it comes
EQ
to this
nice.
functionality, as I say, there aren't any big surprises here. Oh, and I will say as well, we've got the on-air display, which is cool. So if I go to
another gripe of mine is that the master and the LEDs are on, they're horizontal and they're up on the top.
In the upper right, yeah.
Hate it.
It's weird.
The old one did too,
Yeah.
and I like learned that. I've never really fucked around with the XZ before,
Uh-huh.
but like that just irks me. Like I don't know why, it just does.
Because all the other ones are this way. So
Yeah, 'cause it's
the
like
other
right
ones
there.
is between the
900's
effects
right
and
there.
the channel
Most-
strip, right?
It's like right there. Yeah, there's
Right.
like right. Yeah, it's just my one personal shit.
Yeah, it's very OBS with the horizontal audio feed.
Right?
It's like we
Yeah.
gotta stick this somewhere. Where are we gonna put
Yeah.
it?
Right there.
Well, I guess
We'll
it goes
just
right
turn it on
Yeah.
its side.
It's like they got little puzzle pieces of all the shit that they had, and they're like,
I actually switched my OBS to show vertical mixer because I couldn't stand looking at it horizontally.
Display there on the screen, and the jog wheel illumination turns red, just like it does on properly linked up 3000s. Love that feature. It's great, kind of shortcut in the booth just to see what's active and what's not. We have the utility menu, all your different options in there as well. Can be messed with directly there. Networking and all of that. So we've got the Bluetooth, we've got the Wi-Fi. That's all in there. Audio output you can change. Of course, this is all the pro level stuff. It's what you'd expect, right? It is just what you'd expect, and that is not damning with faint praise. That is not, a kind of sly dig at this thing. This is what I wanted. I wanted it to give me no surprises. I wanted it to be an XZ with the guts of an Opus Quad, and that's basically what it is. So for me, that makes me very happy. Before we wrap up, one final note on using a computer with the XDJ-AZ. My preferred setup, my tech rider when I have one, is turntables and a DJM S11. But in the past couple of years when I've played at places that don't have turntables, I have mostly encountered XDJ-RX3s and XDJ-XZs. Now, the RX3 is a solid piece of kit, but I much prefer the larger CDJ-sized jog wheels on the XZ, and now the AZ. And although I do play standalone off USB sticks on those devices sometimes, I'm usually hooking up my laptop and using Serato, mostly for one main reason: stems. Now, some of you watching this are going to be annoyed that the AZ doesn't have stems in it, and I hear that frustration, but I'm being pragmatic about this, and I reckon personally that we're still about 3 or 4 years away from real-time stem separation in good enough quality on standalone hardware.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute. I mean, you can do it. You got to think about the limitation of mobile processors, because what's in this thing is like, a Kindle. You know what I mean? Like it's just,
they're charging a computer price for it, but it doesn't have a computer.
It has a CPU, but it's not incredible. And then I'm kind of upset that DJ hardware hasn't started advertising like the CPU hardware that's in it, because we would eat that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like we would totally eat that shit up. How much RAM is in this bitch? What's the CPU in that? You know what I mean? I want the i7 model. You know what I mean? Like I want the i9.
Chip?
Yeah.
What's the chip in there?
Yeah. Like I'm surprised that they haven't started going that direction, because DJs would eat that shit up.
Yeah, it'd be a language we understand.
Yeah.
But that's my take on it today.
I'm also noticing that you can't slap in a SATA drive. You guys catch that? Like on the Denon, you can throw in a SATA drive and or a solid state little SATA connection, and this one doesn't have anything like that at all. Not even a USB port on the back to hang a fucking a terabyte stick off of or anything, right?
SSD.
Yeah, or even a micro SD slot. You know what I mean, for like an extra 512 or something.
Yeah, want to lose stuff at a
while
gig?
back, but that seems to have been shelved, at least for now. Perhaps there will be some kind of stopgap with
Beast Dollop, super early. What up, brother? Big up to the UK, massive.
Head stems, but
he heard the British accent and came running.
On the fly, I just can't see it yet. When it comes to buying an AZ, well, if you're buying one for yourself, you're probably a standalone user and are already used to not having stems, so you won't miss it. But when DJs like myself encounter this hardware in venues, then it works very nicely as a controller, just like the XZ did before it. So I can open up Serato and merrily use my stems all day. And that's really the beauty of the XDJ-AZ. Play off USB sticks, 4 decks with all the power you need. But it can also work perfectly for users of Rekordbox Performance Mode, Serato DJ Pro, and no doubt Virtual DJ and DJ Pro soon enough. As with its predecessor, this one is a workhorse designed for pro-level environments, and whilst it isn't the flashiest thing in the world, when it comes to performance and flexibility, it absolutely delivers. I understand that not everyone loves the industry behemoth that is AlphaTheta / Pioneer DJ. I do get it. But in the intro to this video, I talked about fantasy versus reality. And the fact is that Rekordbox Standalone is incredibly popular with DJs all over the world.
Yep.
Here in the UK, any venue that specs kit which doesn't support that is seriously reducing the pool of DJ talent they can draw upon. And
it's even though like Serato is the #1 DVS software, Rekordbox is by far the #1 DJ software just for the USB export side. Yeah.
As much as I prefer modular setups myself, all-in-ones have taken a huge chunk of the professional market in recent years.
Yeah, Naffy, that's a good one.
They're more practical in many ways and are certainly more affordable. So if I'm going to arrive at a venue and they have an all-in-one, I want it to be the AZ. The key word here is flexibility. It works for open format, hip-hop, house, techno, any genre you like. It has the latest Rekordbox standalone features, but also switches over seamlessly to running software and has all the connectivity you could need. It may not get my blood pumping with exciting innovations like some products do, but then it simply doesn't need to. Overall, it may not be completely perfect.
This should do like the Sonic the Hedgehog ring sound every time. Sonic Link.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's what I hear in my head.
No DJ gear ever could be.
And also the fucking the Zelda song too.
Yeah.
Close enough for me. In the comments, let us know your thoughts on the XDJ-AZ and how you got on with the XZ previously. And do you think all-in-ones are the future, or will modular make a comeback? Thanks for watching this episode of Beat Source Tech. I do hope you've enjoyed it.
It does. It has Sonic Link, Naffy. Good morning, by the way. Okay. We're about 30 minutes over time. That's the XDJ-AZ.
We went through a lot of gear tonight, man. That
was one of the nerdiest shows we've had. Yeah.
I mean, we had to do like 2 full fucking real in-depth looks at pieces of equipment because they released them so close together. So
with a little bit of popcorn in between.
A little bit, yeah.
So what are your guys' thoughts? I think that this is a great replacement for the XDJ-XZ. I think the XZ was the one thing on the product line that needed an update the most. It's the one that's been around the longest since its previous update. The XDJ-XZ has been around for quite a while now, so it was due for an update. Technically, the XDJ was the RX3. Technically, that controller had better hardware in it than what was more expensive than it. So it's about time that the flagship for an all-in-one from Pioneer has been updated. I like that it's going to go 4 decks. I'm not impressed that it doesn't have the 4 waveforms running at the same time.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. I feel like if I am going to be doing any kind of wave watching, it's going to be what I have if I have 4 things going simultaneously. Yeah. So that's a little bit of a bummer there, or at least a view option, like Mojax was saying, right? Let me flip to that view option. But I think that it's really easy to kind of give it a meh because of the fact that Pioneer chose to. They did exactly the opposite of what they did with the Opus Quad. They stuck with the industry standard. They didn't break the mold, you know what I mean, too much. There's slight little changes here and there, but nothing that's going to like throw you off. You're not going to walk up and be like, so how do I cue things? You know what I mean? Like you're not going to like, everything's going to be generally where you expect it to be. And so that part, 54 months, Norbot, appreciate you, man. I'm just now seeing that. That part is a part that I like. I like that they're acknowledging that they want to stick with an industry standard. That's
I like to walk up to something and know where everything is. It's nice.
Yep. They could have put a freaking SATA port on it though, or at least give me a USB port on the back to like connect a hard drive or something.
And couldn't you, like with it's USB-C, couldn't you just figure something out?
The port on the back is not for storage. It would only be the ports on the top. There are no ports on the back for additional storage. That's right. Yep. And that was something that was in the Opus Quad, but not in this one, which is kind of a bummer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what the USB-C that's on the back is just for laptop connectivity?
That's computer only. Yep.
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 I wonder.
But the ProLink ability is good, and the fact that it could connect over Wi-Fi and has a Bluetooth connectability It's good for the mobile cats. 2 microphones with proper preamps and EQs and talk over and everything is good for mobile cats. And club establishments too. You know what I mean? Like if this is like you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So
the digital like kind of breakdown of like what it can like the guts of the mixer and
I love that. That's my favorite thing.
The schematic little utility.
It's so easy to look at and see what's
the mixer
going on.
settings is really dope.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Solid.
Yep. But those types of I'm be devil's advocate here. Like you go into the mixer settings and you set it, and then you're like, you probably never go back there again in your life. You know what I mean? Like
if it's yours, but if somebody else has said it weird and you come to a club.
Yeah, true.
And it's quick.
If it's being used by multiple people, I think that's
the next DJ can come up and figure it out real fast.
Yeah.
Where
that's fair.
Get it.
Yep.
And it's one less thing to break, but it's also like one less thing to like.
It's
not I can't tell you how many times I've fucking hit that little button underneath for the crossfader to be like, oh shit, like now A is now B, and I'm like, fuck, so you can hear both things on once, and I'm like, oh shit.
I wonder, you know how if you plug in your USB into a CDJ-3000, it knows your CDJ preferences too.
Right, the settings. Yeah,
like you can like change the platter to a different color. You can do all kinds of different shit, right? I wonder if you can do AZ settings. Like for the mixer settings, and then when you plug in your USB, it changes the settings to like
you get your own like profile.
Yeah,
exactly. Why wouldn't that be a thing? That seems like it should be.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Then that way you can you know when you're plugging into the AZ and the ability to do it offline. Like you don't have to own AZ in order to be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
in Rekordbox, you have to reprogram that so that when you plug it in,
right.
Yeah.
I would really love that.
I think that has to be.
All right, y'all. We're gonna hit the raid. Thank you so much for staying late with us, especially the East Coast crew. You guys are awesome. I am hungry. It's time for dinner. I need to eat, so y'all can just, we'll see you next time. Let's see where we're gonna raid into. Love you guys for being here. Thanks for joining in on the conversation. This has been hella fun.
How was the Halloween stream?
This week, the witches, it was very good. We had a solid lot of people, and then I raided out with a lot of people. It felt good to do that, and thank you for raiding into me. That helped a lot.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to be doing the Drum and Basics show.
Mix It Up Monday.
Yeah, we're doing it this next week, and we're going to have our second week of Halloween shit. And also is going to be, and yeah, and we have a whole new theme.
I made jump scares in StreamerBot. So like people could hit a button and it would randomly pick a jump scare, like they didn't know it was coming.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so mad I didn't get to see it, and there's no fucking replays anymore.
We'll be live again on Saturday for Inside the Ride. I don't know everybody who's on, but I know that B Style is going to be on, and Sneaky Snares is going to be on as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Let me no, I won't be going up for the Juice show. It's not written in the stars this month, although that lineup is ridiculous. Ray Keith and Goldie is nuts, and Nookie too, insane. Yeah. We're gonna ready to inspire you guys. I'm really hungry. Thank you so much for watching. Big up to all those who maybe tuned in for the first time. Tell a friend. We do this thing every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And if you enjoyed the format, or if you have any kind of a topic that you would like to add, you could join our Discord, !Discord in the chat. And make sure you check out the DJs Not DJing section in the 916 Junglist Discord. And we would love to, always have stuff to talk about. So the more you contribute, the better. This shit is for y'all. I'm very aware that this show is going to have like less viewership than the DJ programs that we do. And that's totally fine. This show is for the nerds by design.
This is the Criterion Collection.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, exactly.
It's the Criterion Collection for DJs.
Right? All right. Love you guys. See you at the next one. Bye.
Bye.